Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's episode of the Three Bells podcast with your boys Triple J here, Shane O'Mac to my right, and in the middle we got Mundo, aka Mr. AKA himself. Guys, it's a pleasure to be on tonight, hosting a show that's out of my norm. And Shane, thank you for letting me host it tonight. Guys, this is a special one, and I'm appreciative of it. How are you guys feeling after this episode that we just got tonight, guys? Talk to me. Mundo, you could go first.
Yeah. Y'all know how I do on Fridays. Yeah. Channeling my inner Stephen A. Smith. What's good, guys? What up? I'm doing good, man. I enjoyed tonight's Smackdown. Jay, well, congratulations. Welcome to the Smackdown hosting duties, my guy. I have nothing but faith in you. Um, this was a very enjoyable episode of Smackdown. You would have thought that this could have been the Smackdown before the PLE. So let's see what they can create for next week. Shane O'Mac, how are you feeling, my guy?
What's going on, man? It's your homie Shane O'Mac coming to you live from the East New York, Brooklyn part of the table. I am not hosting tonight because we got Triple Cool J doing the hosting for tonight because we're doing the whole. He's ending actually our mixed hosting week. So good luck to you on tonight. You have a lot of work to do because this was an interesting episode. We have a lot to talk about. I see. But Jay, let me do that one thing that we have to do. We got to start off. Okay, where's my bell? How come I don't hear my bells? Where's my bells? There we go. Jay hit it.
Oh my guys, I love y'all for this one. And we already got one listener salute to our listener blessings. And guys, we can start it off tonight. They jumped right into the first match for us tonight, guys, which was out of the norm. And we got an Elimination Chamber qualifying match tonight with your boy Kevin Owens and Mr. Boo Bird himself, Dirty Dom Mysterio. Oh, what a match, guys! Was it out of was it what you expected in this outcome of the match tonight? And did you guys see anything new that I caught on to something, but I want to see if you guys caught on to it as well because I've seen you guys actually commenting about it in the group. You know, Shane, I'm gonna go with you first, and then Mundo. What were your thoughts on this matchup between Kevin Owens and Dirty Dom?
It was interesting to see Dirty Dom do his thing, like just him. And and I'm always reminded as to when he had first started it, the whole thing, chilling with pops and everything, and now he's doing his own thing. And it's like, it's cool considering where he started to where he is now. I like his growth. I like the fact that he's on TV and he is consistent and he always delivers. The boos get louder because we love to hate him more because he's fitting the character perfectly. So shout out to you, Big Dom, because you're doing the thing. However, with this match, there were a couple of like a little moments, but all in all, it was cool to see him fight against a top star like Kevin Owens. And we knew that KO was going to win, but it was cool to see him. It was cool to see them two fight. And I was also reminded on how Big Dom actually fought. Believe it or not, he fought CM Punk for the during the holiday tour. He was the first guy that CM Punk fought coming back to WWE. So that was interesting. And it's also interesting how Big Dom was going to fight. This other guy that's no longer here, but congratulations to Big Dom. We'll see. Like, I don't know, is he going to continue to visit SmackDown and have single matches like we had tonight? Let's see. Des?
Well, yeah, for me, this was a very good match. I liked it. It had some bumps and bruises, but it's okay. Again, like I said in the chat, I'm gonna recognize Dom's growth in the ring. To me, I mean, this guy has been fighting on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, so I'm giving him his props. He's moving up on the list of fighting more and more top guys in the company. I enjoy his matches. I think tonight was a great match displayed by him. He had a few kickouts there where I thought that he was just going to take a three, but he kicked out. So he showed a lot of resiliency, and toughness for me. Um, I'm really starting to become a fan of Dominic, and I can have a heel, person in my stable. I already got, the top heel, Mr. Carmelo Hayes, so I can get another one. Why not the two most booed people in WWE? in my stable. But yeah, going back to when he was coming down to the ring, I mean, my gosh, they were booing the shit out of him, like golly, and I loved it. And then how he predicted next week that Finn and Dane will retain and Rhea's going to retain and he's going to go and win the chamber match and complete the sweep of the night. I love that. A funny part of the match was the whole thing with R-Truth coming out there and going along with this week of confusing the Miz, well, KO as the Miz, which is hilarious to me. And Truth, we got a problem because you should have been out there for the real Miz when he had his match. But we'll get to that later. But that was hilarious, and I love the fact that now all of a sudden Shane and Jay, R-Truth, understands that he's not a member of the Judgment Day, and he stood his ground tonight. So that was nice to see, was it not, guys?
Nope, I'm not buying it. I still think that he's playing both ends of the stick here. He's just playing this particular end this tonight. But I think come Monday, it's going to be a totally different story, and it's going to be just as funny as it was tonight.
Interesting. Jay?
What was your question? Basically, more or less, is
I was
R-Truth?
saying that, I was just saying that as far as R-Truth tonight, he finally, understands that he's not a part of the Judgment Day. And when Dom was, trying to get him to give him a chair, and he was just, kind of like, but you said I'm not in the Judgment Day. Y'all said I'm not in the Judgment Day, and then he got the chair, and then he sat in it. So I was just saying that I think that he finally understands that. Shane says otherwise. What say you?
I'm thinking that with Truth, he knows everything that's going on, and now he's just playing them back the way they played him. He did what he had to do for them, sold their merch, beat this guy into the group, out of the group, but it didn't count to them. And like we all been saying for the past month and a half, is all a part of some diabolical plan that this guy has up his sleeve. And the only thing that we're thinking of right now is him and the Miz reuniting at Mania, for one last time at it. So I could see this storyline is gonna just drag on all the way to Mania.
So we're all giving Truth more marbles in his head than he's been portraying. That's cool. But yeah, the winner being KO was the right move to make. But I think this match definitely helped Dominic elevate, because it was a great match on his half, except for the little hiccups because of KO not understanding where a spot was. But anyway, so yeah, that's my take on the first match of the night.
I
Okay,
honestly and talk go.
so the argument is that it was KO who made it look like a stumble. It wasn't Big Dom, because Big Dom was on point. It was Kevin Owens that made it look like a botch move. Is that what you're saying, Daz?
Yes, LaVon, who do you think fucked up that X Factor? Was it KO or was it Dominic? I say it was KO. He didn't even do I can't even talk. That shit was so bad. I mean, he was like, oh shit.
Nah, bro. Dominic didn't even jump, bro. He did a little bunny hop
What does the
and tripped. The KO even tripped when he did that shit.
but what
It was
does the
like, yo,
jump?
they
What does
both.
it? You know,
That's what X Pac does, though. X Pac jumps into the X Factor.
but what does the jump mean if you don't fall? That,
If you could, it was sloppy by both parts, bro. They both fucked it up.
thinking about this shit in my head, and I can't stop laughing.
Son tripped, son tripped, and then this one did he even like, yo, come on, Dom, you don't even got a vertical now, bro. Come
Bro, that
on.
shit was so bad. Even what was it? Way back, he had to get it. Well, Kevin Owens tried to block it. Like, no, he did. That shit was just bad.
Oh shit, that was wild. But yo, there's one thing y'all guys peeped during the match that y'all was talking about. Y'all was talking about the visuals that we were getting from that first match. I want to ask y'all, what are your thoughts on that? Like, we got it in the first episode. I mean, the first fight. Did you peep the visuals that we were getting and the little notes that they threw on the screen during the match? Any of y'all peep that? Des?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When Shane brought up the visuals and stuff like that, I wasn't even paying attention. So I'm not gonna say yes. I'll say no. I didn't recognize anything until the next match. So Shane,
Yeah, same here. It wasn't until I'm not sure what match it was that I mentioned on the chat on the logo. Like like during the match, they have the screen under the ring, and then like on the side railing, it looked like what they did for for Monday Night Raw. Like it was a dark background with just the logo. And I said, wow, this is a cool look. Like it's smooth on the eye. It's like no bright red color or bright blue color. And they even did it on the Jumbotron where it was like literally like black and a dark blue, and it was nice and soft, but you still saw the SmackDown logo, and it was just big and bold. And then you have black, and that's all you need. It was simple, but it was still like cool looking. It was so smooth. And then Des had mentioned the different camera angles that they was playing around with, and it was just a different feeling if you had that eye. If you really like looked, you can see the difference between like this week and last week and the weeks before. Because
Right.
like Des said, it's a whole new production team. So kudos to them. I noticed that. Kudos.
Right, and that's why I was saying in the chat that it seems like they keep playing around with these angles and stuff on SmackDown first, and then they bring it to Raw. Jay, what I did notice was like this, like how how they were doing in 2020 in the NBA when they were in the bubble, and they had like this camera that ran along with the players when they were running down the court. They had an angle like that tonight where the camera just stood at the action, at the action, but it like the cameraman swiftly moved to the left. And then it gave us a different view. And I was like, that's new. And then this lower angle of the cameras in the crowd type view, like first row type view, was kind of cool too. Where usually they have it like a high camera shot. So that's the stuff that I realized. But what did you have in mind that we might have missed, Jay?
You notice the 2K ratings that they gave, that both players got, that they actually put the video game ratings now when they're fighting. They had Kevin Owens at an 86 and Dominic at an 83. I thought that was actually cool to put those numbers up there. Like how they do it for the NBA players too. They let you know their numbers and everything as far as what's their rating. So now we know that. Did y'all guys peep the numbers during the match?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw one that was crazy. The one where they had, what was it? Logan Paul at 91 and the Miz was like at 80 something. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then Wade Barrett was like, well, ever since the Miz had his match against his bunch of matches with Gunther, he's stepped it up. So he was basically saying that his rating should be higher. But yeah, I saw that for sure. Shane?
Yeah, I guess this was ratings based on the game, which was a cool way to promote the game, by the way. And I don't know if you noticed, but online they actually do have like, you got tubers out there that actually they recreate the matches. So they thought they would incorporate like the numbers for those matches into these matches here. So it was a cool idea. Again, it's just to add to the whole show. And it's like, whatever is new, like try it. It doesn't hurt to try, and I think it's pretty cool. Jay?
I actually enjoyed them incorporating that into the match. It was very interesting because I'm one who doesn't really play video games like that anymore. But it was cool. And overall with the match, like y'all guys were saying, I really think Dom is displaying more and more skills every week. But today was a couple of slip ups, and his mic game was crazy because he was talking every time he said a word or two, the crowd booed him, and he keeps on with that momentum with the crowd. I like how he just approaches it. He's not like most. That's not a really too. You know, they'll back away from it. He gloats with all of it, and I love it coming from him. You know, and then with the outcome of what our truth was doing, shit, that was cool. I respect what our truth did. Sat there with the chair and just watched them lose. Kudos to KO for moving on into the next stage of the Elimination Chamber, and now we have a field where it's set. All six men are set. So with that point being taken, now that we got the six guys, who are your odds-on favorite to win this Elimination Chamber based on the six guys we got? Shane, I'm gonna go with you, and then Dez. After him, you can go, and then I'll play the voice note.
Oh, you had to ask me, huh? All right, so we have Kevin Owens, we have LA Knight, we have Drew McIntyre, we have Randy Orton, we have big man Bobby Lashley, and oddly enough, we have the United States champion Logan Paul. This
Boo!
is wow. This is interesting because we're saying that the winner for this here out of these guys, one of these guys is going to fight or go for Seth Rollins for his title. Yes, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Like you're gonna have to ask me this later on tonight when I can like really think about the bigger picture. Yeah, can you ask me later tonight?
No problem. You know what I'll do also as well then? I'll add this question to the viewers who are here. To LaVon, to Red Ranger, to Spotlight, to everybody, to Queen Donatella, to everybody that watches wrestling. Who are you? Who's the odds-on favorite to you guys that's gonna win this man's elimination chamber? You guys can chime in as well. Mundo, you can take over.
So wait, am I not answering the question now, or do I have to
Yeah,
wait till later?
no, you can answer the question. I was just making sure the public gets to answer and chime in as well while
Well,
you're mentioning it.
I guess production wise, it'll just make sense for me to just answer the question later with Shane. And while you have everybody else answering the question, so yeah, you can play the voice notes. I'll wait till later until you do the hot takes and stuff like that, because I have an answer, but then I'm thinking still. So if that's fine with you.
Okay, I'll bring that back up later then. Until
Tough ass
then, let's
question.
play.
It's a hard question, bro. Stacked,
Gotcha.
stacked.
Okay.
He's something like crazy.
Wait, what? Three Bells Podcast? Friday night. Bing, bing, bing. I don't know how to make the bell sound. Ding, ding, ding. Get out of here. Anyways, hey, what's going on? Mundo, Shane O'Mac, Triple J. Shout out to all the listeners looking all handsome and beautiful on a Friday night. I'm listening. I'm at work though. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Spotlight.
Hey yo, it's your boy Quavo. Up in here with the Three Bells podcast. Looks like y'all been watching Smackdown. And I gotta admit, it was a little lackluster, y'all. I ain't gonna spoil the end because y'all building up and booking it and whatnot, going through the card and whatnot. But I got things to say about that ending, bro. I got things to say about this ending. Either way, the opener was pretty good though. When y'all gonna talk about Bailey? Are we talking about Logan Small? Why is this guy still wrestling? KO, you suck, bro. Dominic, our truth is just whooping your ass, bro. It's too funny. Oh man, too funny. But yeah, shout outs to everybody on the panel. What's up, fellas?
Shout out to Red Ranger. Good morning, man.
Well, I was trying to
Bez, I'm
spotlight.
sorry.
I'm trying to.
I'm sorry. That
Go
was
ahead.
me.
Go
I
ahead.
pressed the button by accident. Go ahead. Say what you got to say. I'm sorry.
No, it was nothing. It was just dead silent. So I just said, well, thanks, Spotlight, for showing us some love and being here as you always are, and while you're at work. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Shout out to everyone that's joining us tonight. Can I do it? Let's do it. Shout out to everybody. There's 3 bells for everyone that's joining us tonight, including everyone that's leaving messages for us. We really appreciate you. I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
I'm picking Drew McIntyre for the simple fact that there's a storyline already with him and Seth Rollins. Everybody else, there's no storyline, so it will look kind of lost. And it wouldn't be a good main event because it just feel like everything is rushed. So the storyline's already there with Drew McIntyre. They already been beefing, they already been fighting, throwing subs at each other already. So it only makes sense for Drew McIntyre to win.
That was going to be my response as well. You see, me and my tag team partner on the same page. But I also felt like that they could go an opposite way, and somehow interject Drew into the match and make it a triple threat match as well. But my initial thinkings was Drew McIntyre because of the whole thing that they already have going on. But we'll get into that more later on.
My odds-on favorite is definitely from the Judgment Day, R-Truth. I don't know how he's gonna do it. He's gonna insert himself in the Elimination Chamber, guys. He's gonna win. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but just remember: live, laugh, love. R-Truth, y'all. Judgment Day.
Yeah. Our
As
truth
funny
is
as
gonna
cute that
win.
is, no.
If
That's
only y'all
Come
knew
cute, but no.
on, come on, Red. Come on, Red.
the face when I heard the name, I was just like, wait, what? I actually said, I'm dead. Right, that was the sound I made too. Yo,
That's not possible because if that was possible, Red, what would stop anybody else for doing the same thing? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of even having tournaments to have slots in elimination if anybody can just like our truth, your logic, he could just like come in some way, somehow make his way into the tournament. Couldn't anyone do that? I could do that. You can do that. Daz can do that. Jay could do that. The silence could do that. The silence is already winning. The silence is taking over the show, apparently.
Yeah, it
Oh,
really is.
shoot.
Silence is on one tonight. My goodness gracious. I
Oh
didn't
my
even know my mic
Jesus.
was still by accident.
Ay, Dios mío. These guys. Well, after that match ended, we got a segment with Drew talking in the back with Kayla. And he's telling her that he's the superstar that needs to win this Elimination Chamber. And here comes Mr. LA Knight saying that his moment could be stolen by him. And Drew is more or less like, yeah, okay, I can see right through you and everything. And he was like to him, produce results. It doesn't produce titles. I felt right there that was a good shot taken. What were your guys' thoughts on that? Based off of seeing them two, confronting one another this week. Shane, I'll go with you, and then Mundo.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but this whole LA Knight thing, it's kind of fizzling out for me. Because it's cool. He comes out, with the swag, and he has his little pointing at the audience, LA Knight, yeah. I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if I see him in more single matches and him winning more, if I see like more of a fighter rather than someone with this grandiose attitude, like that's all I see. I see a guy with like this pompous attitude more so than a fighter. Drew, he has his cocky little ways, but he goes in that ring and he delivers. He kicks ass. Doesn't win all the time, but he kicks ass. I don't know. It was just, it's weird, but I look forward to seeing their match next week, and I hope that Drew wins so they can help finish his story. I don't know. I don't know.
Shane, that take that you just had actually proved Drew's point, that he was making tonight. He said that, unless you win championships, the fans, they're going to, eventually they're not going to care. And you sound like you're at that point already, Shane, where you're just like, it's fizzling out on me. It's whatever with him. So that's funny that you just had that take just now, because that is exactly what Drew McIntyre said to him while they were back there together.
Well, remember, this is not exactly the first time that I've said this. I somewhat said this last week.
But then the funny thing is, if you remember when he was having that feud with Miz, the Miz said the same thing to him too. That was a few months ago. So it's just funny that now you as a fan, you're basically agreeing with what Miz said months ago, and you said it before, you said it tonight, and then Drew McIntyre said it tonight too. So that is just really, eye opening, because how many other fans feel the way you do? You know, I get a kick out of LA Knight. I'm not a fan of his, but I just get a kick out of him. He makes me laugh. But that's really eye opening.
Mm-hmm. And that's his biggest trait. His biggest trait is his mic skills. The fact that he can make you laugh. And he does that LA Knight. Yeah. I mean, how long? How long is that going to be funny? How long is that going to be amazing? Like that's his biggest. That's bigger than his actual like ring skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if he didn't have, because let me put you like this here, Daz and Jay. If he didn't have those mic skills, would he be in this position tonight? Using his ring skills, which would be greater than his mic skills, would he be in this position tonight? I would say no.
Yeah. I'll say his ring skills are mid. But it's just that the mic skills, that's the thing. If you can get over on the mic with WWE, they'll do whatever they can to get behind you. So I mean, I've been saying this with LA Knight since Raw 30. When I was down there in Philly, and he was face to face with Bray and the Undertaker, and he was a bad guy, but he was just over with the fans, because not just because of WWE, but because of the time that he spent in TNA. That's where he got over. Tristan's the one that schooled me about LA Knight when he was in TNA. He had me watch a video that was like an hour or so long, and I think his catchphrase was actually "dummy," yeah, something like that. Quavo, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure you probably know what I'm talking about. But he's been over with the fans. It's just that Vince stopped that momentum of his when he made him Maximum Male Models the manager. So then
Good grief.
yeah, yeah. So
Exactly.
So it's safe to say
Exactly.
that LA Knight is dead. The hype on LA Knight is dead. Then it's safe to say that.
Not dead, but fizzling. You're
Yeah,
not
it's
you're
The
not.
not
party.
dead yet. You're not
Yeah,
dead,
yeah.
but
But that's what I'm saying. I'm curious to to find out, and how many other fans feel the same way as Shane, because that's a very interesting statement that he said. But then it's also precursed by the Miz and Drew McIntyre, and by Shane himself. So that's just something that's very interesting to me. I would love to know how many other people feel that way about him.
well, maybe some of the fans had already showed that or expressed that, which led to Drew saying what he said. And then he sat back and said, wow, I do see that. So, one thing about the WWE Universe, we tell our feelings. We tell it like it is. We'll tell you the truth. We'll tell you what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, dude. Maybe you gotta do something new, but stay within your character. You know what I mean? Like with us. We are the Three Bells. We talk about wrestling. We don't do the exact same thing every single show. It's different. We try to be new and fresh, but we keep it within the WWE and the three branches. You understand what I'm saying? So we give people a reason to want to come and join us and to laugh with us and talk serious, with us. But then if you're going to come at it like, this guy here, LA Night, yeah, what? That's all you got?
Shane, come on. But be for real though, that promo with him backstage with Drew was actually pretty intense. He did actually make sense. He said, "Ever since I've been here, you've been a champion of nothing, and you've just been complaining and complaining," which is true. Drew has not been a champion since LA Knight's been there, and he's doing is just complaining and complaining. So you can't be overshadowed by with everybody saying LA Knight, yeah. But he was making actually good points in that promo.
This may be true, Des, but it does not negate what I said about LA Knight. No matter what truth you say about somebody else, your truth is still the same.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with
Yeah.
you. Really, I'm just giving him his really like. Come on. Oh my god! But like
Nope,
um,
nope, 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 nope. Jay got you. Jay got you.
Come
His
so
on.
timing was
Come
way
on.
more
feel.
perfect. He got you this
That's
round.
how, that's how I feel. So that's how I feel. Curse not Pete Dunay J. But real quick,
In a time when they're going with the mic and everything, and the guy's all fabulous looking or whatever, but they put the mic to him to say something, he'll just look at him. Just not head nod or just a little grunt like, no conversation or nothing. But when it comes for him to box or a person to wrestle, get down to business. Show it in the ring. Booyah! Okay, I'm done. I'm coming down. It's Friday and I'm off the weekend. I'm a stud at. I'm listening. I'm enjoying this. And by the way, wrestling, it could be anybody's depending. But it better not be none of this where somebody comes up in there. You know what I'm saying? No distractions. Just wrestle. Give us a show. That's how anyways, yeah. Notice how I didn't answer the question too? What if the tables turn and LA is not so nice? And Drew turns out. Oh no. Again, I didn't answer the question.
Spotlight. Are you from Texas? I'm starting to detect an accent. That Nas came out and it just gives me a nice Southern accent. So where you from? But yeah. Um, hmm. We have one more J, and then you can go back to hosting this.
No, but in all seriousness, my pick to win this is definitely Randy. I want him to beat Drew, so that becomes a rivalry, and then Randy faces Seth. Seth gonna keep that belt, but Randy's someone good for him to work with. Um, it'll give us a good WrestleMania moment. We've had a good WrestleMania moment with those two before, so that could be a good choice. But I'm trying to tell y'all, R-Truth gonna get in the match. I don't know how he gonna do it, guys. That's like one of those bets you place, same game parlay. I'm ready. Let's put that. I put 10 on it. I was gonna put 5, but I put 10, bro. I believe in this man. He can do it.
My question is, how is Randy doing in terms of his back? Because if I remember his last match, he was having some problems with his back. So I'm saying to myself, like, how would Randy be moving forward? Like, let's say like he does win, like would he be like an active champion? Or is he going to be like, you know what I'm saying, every once in a while because he's okay to fight or not okay to fight? I want a fighter. I want somebody to be able to fight every week if they could. And again, in terms of this R-Truth theory, why would he do that? Like, what is your end goal to do that coming from R-Truth's perspective? Because his thing is about Judgment Day and possible hooking up with Miz. That's his storyline. Why would he veer away from that for this Elimination Chamber or whatever? I don't know. Am I crazy, Des?
I'm trying to put my finger on why or where he's getting this from. Now, if Dom was in it, then maybe, like you said, his whole situation is with the Judgment Day. But then again, because of this whole new angle that they're giving us between him and Kevin Owens, maybe, I don't know. He's confusing me because I can see somehow, some way, R-Truth already being in one of the pods or some shit when they bring down the Elimination Chamber, maybe under the ring. I don't know. He's starting to mess with my head, but I don't see the end goal of it at all. Jay?
Nah, R-Truth has a better chance of getting in the women's match than what he does in the men's match. So, yeah, I don't see it happening at all. And on that
Did you say
note,
get into women's match?
yeah, like he did it at the Royal Rumble when he tried to get into the women's Rumble. You could see him just popping up in one of the women's pods.
See, now that would be funny. That would be funny. And then the women just whoop his ass right out of there. Yeah, that would be funny.
Like, why are you in my pod? Like he would just run past one of them and run into the pod real quick before that girl gets in there. Oh my god! But after all of that with Drew and LA Knight, we got Roman coming into the arena, which we pretty much all saw hours before that. With Roman saying to them, "Let's go finish everything Jay messed up," and that led into Selena Vega and the Miss Tippy Time match. But before the match even fully started, we got Logan Paul walking into the building. Then we got Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne talking in the back. And you hear Bate asking them about a new tag team name called the New Catch Republic. And Dunne did not like what was being said about that. And then you see Dom coming out, talks his shit, and said you cannot beat any two members of the Judgment Day. And Bate was like, okay, you and R-Truth then. Next week. What's up? And he's like, R-Truth is not a part of the group. He's like, you said pick two. So see you next week. What were your guys' thoughts on that little segment right there within those three guys? Mundo, you first, and then Sugar Shane.
Well, they ended that segment by saying that it was going to be Pete and Tyler versus JD and Dom, which is the regular team that we're used to seeing, but they haven't been winning a lot. I don't think I've ever heard Pete talk before. As long as he's been Butch, I've never heard him speak. So I was actually intrigued by the accent that he has, because it was just like really different for me. I was just like invested because I've never heard him speak before, so it was crazy to hear him. Um, Let me look at my notes real fast. I didn't really take anything down for that. I mean, yeah, it was what it was. I didn't like the name either. That's why Pete was giving him that look. That name was just a bit too much. There was too much going on with that name. Jay, what was the name again?
New Catch Republic. I
That
didn't like it.
sounds that sounds terrible. Like, what's that New Catch Republic? Like, what? What's the purpose of that? What's the meaning behind that? Like, that just sounds terrible. So, I kudos to Pete Dunne for not liking that, because it was just, that's a horrible name. That's worse than the Wild Dogs or the Wolf Dogs or Crime Time or Crime Row or whatever the hell. Like, it's horrible. So yeah, I I look forward to the match next week though, but Shane, don't laugh at me. Shane, don't laugh at me. Shane, come on now. Trying to keep it together. Trying to keep it together. Come on, Shane, stop it.
Crime roll.
Yo, Shane, you're filling in for the role of Drew tonight, aren't you? Stop. I just want to make my last point. The last point, you can have it. Um, I think it's a very stupid idea of Pete and Tyler to get into a match, before the pay per view, because the whole point is for Dom and JD to soften them up for Finn and Damian, and I won't be surprised if the rest of Judgment Day was there to do such. So I don't think this was a good idea by them at all. Shane?
Okay, so apparently the way this title is pronounced is the New Koch Republic. The New Koch Republic. And I'm trying to understand, like, what's the connection with the name? You know what I'm saying? Like, Street Profits, there's that, the connection, or, if you think of any other, Degeneration X, like it fits. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, what's new, what's the catch, where's the Republic? I don't know. Maybe they're going to explain this, or maybe they just come up with like a new name when it's being said that everybody is like, this name doesn't make any sense. Where's this name coming from, and how does it pertains to you two guys? What's the name that Pete Dunne says? Like, what was that something? And it almost sounds like a tag team name. Actually, I thought that would be a better name. Whatever Pete Dunne says, Jay. What was that he says?
That name,
Bruiserweight.
that name that Jay falsely called them a few weeks ago, but that is not their name apparently.
Their
What is it?
NXT name. The Bruiserweights.
See now that's a title. That's a name. You don't think?
Well,
That's
I mean,
a name.
they only
That's
call
a,
that. They only call Pete that now. He's the Bruiserweight. So yeah,
but see if you put the two names together, like bait and weight, you still got the Bruiserweights. So eventually, Pete is gonna probably tell him like, bro, let's just go to our original shit. More than likely, he seems like he's
Bruiser.
gonna play the. It seems like he's gonna be the lead guy in this group. So I can
Jay,
see him
did you
just changing
try to?
to their own.
You just did some nursery rhyme name matching situation with us just now. Bait and
Um,
like what?
Right. Wait and bait and all. Wait and bait. Went and ate. Sat on the crate. And I can't wait to
No,
next seat to see their dates. So you're saying
yeah,
what? It's going to be the bruiser baits?
it's the Bruiserweights with an S at the end of it.
The
No, real quick, Jay, real quick. My guy, King Planet in the building. We haven't seen you in a long time, my guy, Captain Planet. What up, what up? And I didn't know you was a fellow.
Planets in the building.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it again. Say everything you just said again.
Rewind. I said I want to give a special shout out to my guy, King Planet. Captain Planet's in the building. We missed this guy. It's been a long time. He co-hosts one of our shows, man. And I didn't know you was a fellow dread like me, bro. Good shit. Let's go with the locks. Hey, back to you guys.
Yes, sir. Back to us, guys. We're gonna play these voice notes before we move on to the next segment. Gonna let them all play straight through. And if y'all guys got a comment on it, we comment after all four.
Oh yeah, and Eli Drake. Yeah, I'm hip. I'm hip to Eli Drake. Yeah, his little TV show. I always felt like he was a copycat version, or like a greater value version of The Miz, but with like The Rock kind of charisma. But I mean, those two I really see is like they just biting off of Rock anyways, and even Rock right now isn't worth biting off of, bro. Like no bullshit. Like I know there's probably a pause somewhere in this voice message, so just remember pause. But still, bro, like this ending to SmackDown just has me wanting to raise an eyebrow that's not there, guys. It's not there.
Boo, NCR. Who's that? New Catch Republic. Nope. Nope. I don't like it either. Dang. Sounds fishy to me.
Yo, I can't believe you say crime, bro. You cold, bro. Dez, you cold, bro. Like, don't be hating, bro. Hit, bro. Damn, Top Dollar did flop though. Jeez, we ain't never gonna get over this. But yeah, that Pete Dunne name and those two are horrible. And I don't like the one they had before that. So it's just like, what are we gonna call y'all? Like, it's horrible, but just horrible.
What's going on, Three Bells Podcast? It's your boy Captain Planet out here saving the world 1 gram at a time. But what is up with guys getting slapped in WWE nowadays?
Yo, Cap, they paying tribute to Seven Man, bro. She was the slapper of the WWE. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the slap it's more of a insulting thing to do to somebody versus punching them. I don't know. My take.
Oh shit, that's a good one. We all enjoy a good slap. That had brought me back to when Will Smith did to Chris Rock with that smack.
I don't
It, you know,
goddamn me. I don't enjoy no goddamn slap. What the fuck are you talking about? We all enjoy a good slap. Don't slap me. What?
a celebrity smack. Okay, if you want to put it like that.
A slap is a slap, regardless of who does it
Not
or
flop
how
dollar.
you name it. That's like, play your message.
Not flop dollar, man. Man, let a nigga fuck up one time, bro. He'll never hit the end of it. But look,
Yo,
man, that
yo,
shit
Cap,
wild.
Cap, Quavo, Lawan, which one's worse? That failed attempt over the top rope by Flop Dollar, or when this dude, what's this guy's name? When he ran down the ring, tripped
I
and
knew you was
fell.
going to say that. Titus O'Neil.
It's right. Which one was worse? I mean,
No,
one of them
definitely
still.
the Titus.
You say Titus?
The dude slid totally under the ring. You didn't see his feet or anything.
He
But
disappeared.
Flop Dollar literally, he literally got no airtime and he didn't even hit anybody.
Yo, we could put it like this: Top Dollar had the worst. Top Dollar had the worst flop in ring, and Titus O'Neil had it out the ring. So that's the only difference between the two. One tried to fly out, one tried to fly in.
I would say this in Titus' defense. It wasn't like he was trying to be fancy. It was production's fault because they were supposed to have made that ramp smoother. There was a bump at the end of that ramp and he tripped over that bump, and that's what happened. Compared to Flop Dollar, he tried to be fancy and cute and land on his ass, and that's what happened. So yeah, there's your answer right there. Flop Dollar. He deserved that title.
Jay, you want to go to the voice notes? Let's see what the fellas got to say.
Definitely the Titus O'Neil one, man. He could not come back from that. Like what you gonna do? How you gonna look, like come in and try to look tough after you just slid yourself under the ring? At least when Top Dollar did his, man, he went over the top rope and he like at least threw up his little sign to try to play it off. He was able to play it off. He had room to play it off.
Even though Michael Cole killed his ass though for that shit was fucking hilarious. Michael Cole killed both of them, son. Oh man.
Exactly, and Titus hasn't. I don't think Titus has been in the ring since. However, he is the what is he? He is the ambassador for WWE, so he got himself a
Right,
good
right,
backstage title.
right. He's the global ambassador.
And he got the Warrior Award. Let's get to the other two messages.
There was no playing it off for Titus O'Neil, man. How you gonna play some off when you coming from under the ring after you slid under that shit?
Nah, both of them shits is funny, man. Both of them shits is hilarious. Uh, I'm gonna pick Top Dollar for the simple fact it was during the match and that shit was sloppy and he got hyped like he landed that shit. Go and look at the video. He got hyped like he landed that shit. Titus O'Neil, that shit is hilarious. But my man tripped. He tripped right underneath the ring, man. That shit is hilarious.
To be honest though, Top Dollar got fired after he got fired after that. He got
He got the axe.
And
They knew right there son had no wrestling skills at all. Oh shit.
they
I
they
also
could have
say this: out of the two guys, which one of them can sue WWE for injuries? If they both got injured from those stunts, which one of them can actually sue WWE for negligence, for
only
libel?
only Titus because
Mm-hmm.
the situation was just you had no athleticism whatsoever. First, why did you even think that you could clear the top rope in the beginning? And when you barely got any hops, it was like that's clear as day. But they could have retained him. They could have retained him as the host of like that WWE Treasures or that show that they do, where they find hidden treasures to bring back to the WWE museum that they're gonna eventually build. But yeah, he got fired after that. That's crazy.
Ay, Dios mío. Wow. When they play these last three voice notes, we got them piling up on us.
Like, yeah, they made him as the ambassador of WWE, man. Like, on the account that he's such a good dad and he's a good human being. I mean, type like shit. And, since they ain't gonna let him wrestle and they ain't never really give him a damn thing, I guess they let him have that. Hey, that nigga did try to play off like he did that shit, like he did something. I'm gonna have to go with Titus. He can say that it was some water that was on the floor when he was running down the ramp and shit, and he slipped and shit. Top dollar, he can't. Like, didn't nobody tell your big ass to try to motherfucking fly across the goddamn rope? You not motherfucking Undertaker. You're not motherfucking Vader. You not built like them. There's some big dudes who have been able to motherfucking fly. He ain't one of them.
And he ain't a WWE superstar, period.
Oh, shot fired.
He flopped his way out of the company. Bye bye, Flop Dollar. We don't miss you at all. And on that note, the next match we got was Selena Vega versus Tiffy Time. Woo! What a match that was, guys. I just like to say it was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was better than last week's matches that we got that were predictable because, to me, Selena gave a nice fight. Kudos to her outfit, to that Dragon Ball Z Goku outfit she was wearing tonight. She's always wearing something anime. And I would like your guys' opinion on the match between the two ladies, leading into the Elimination Chamber. Did they make the right choice? Yes or no? Mundo, you go first, and Shane, take it off after that.
Of course, they made the right choice. It would be dumb of them to not have their newest signee to SmackDown to lose to Zelina Vega. They would make Tiffany's character just worthless if she would have lost. So yes, they went the right way with that. And plus, what we see is Zelina's her attention is with Elektra. It has nothing. She was just in the match with Tiffany for Tiffany to get over, but that's her main thing. I don't know what the hell she did. It was kind of stupid. She brought it out of the the crowd to put it back in the crowd, which was dumb. She didn't even get a hit on her, but yeah. And yeah, the match was cool. The biggest thing to me was that botched moonsault. She claims to have the perfect moonsault. That shit was not perfect tonight, only because of the landing. You could blame Zelina, but if you could blame Tiffany like I do, that was not a perfect moonsault tonight, in my opinion. I would like to hear the opinions of Lawan, Spotlight, anybody that's seen it. Just what was your opinion of that? Am I right or am I wrong for saying that it was botched? Not botched meaning like she injured someone like we saw on a previous other show, other company, but like if you saw the reaction of the referee, she thought that Zelina got hurt because of the landing that Tiffany had on her. But yeah, other than that, the match was cool, and it was expected that Tiffany was going to win.
See, you didn't mention that in the chat. Now I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I did mention that in the chat. I said everything that I just said to y'all. I wrote that in the chat. I said that.
No. I mean, no. Are you referring to another match from another circuit that had that same move, but it was a unfortunate result?
Yes. It was a similar move, yes, and it landed in somebody's nose being and possibly being knocked out. And I'm saying, like, your knees are very, 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 how can I put it, dangerous if they're landing on certain body parts. And her knees hit her ribs. So that's, in my opinion, that's why the referee went to Zelina so fast to make sure she didn't break a rib. That's why I said it wasn't a good moonsault. She doesn't land like that on a regular.
Oh, so it's supposed to be like a belly to belly type thing, not a knee to belly or knee to rib. That's
Correct.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. See, now it makes sense because again, you didn't mention that, and now that you're saying that, you're referring to the other move from the other two opponents from the other circuit. Okay, now I get it. Now I understand that that's how they're supposed to land.
But when you say I didn't mention that, what are you referring to? Are you talking about the fact that I didn't refer to a similar situation that happened earlier this week? Because everything else I said it to y'all.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that unfortunate situation. You didn't mention that. You just said it was a botch move, and we was like, it looked fine to me. But now you're saying what you said, and you're comparing it to that other incident. I'm like, oh, okay, because I thought that was the move. Like I didn't know that there was like you have to be belly to belly. Like I thought it was like leg or belly or chest or what have you, or head, because we've seen it with different, you know what I'm saying, different parts of the body like that. So that's why I thought it was fine. But now that you're saying everything in detail like this, now I understand what you mean, and I agree with you, Daz. And all in all, I thought the whole match was great. I thought the whole production of it was cool, like how Zelina crew was there by the side and how the other crew was there. And we already knew that Tiffany was going to win, but it was cool how they had that other team there, that other crew there to kind of like interfere. So now they can continue their story, moving forward to other Smackdowns and possible PLE. And congrats to Tiffany. Like she's a superstar. She's a superstar. She has the looks. She has the ring experience. I have to check out her ring skills. Like I want to see, her mic, in the ring skills. But other than that, I like the match. The whole thing was cool.
And also I like the fact that they didn't just give it away that Zelina was going to lose. She actually put up a fight. It was actually, I think, out of all the women's matches that we've watched before tonight, I think I'll give it to Evil Gina. Evil Gina put up a good fight too. But this one was a good one. This one was the most fair, in a sense, I would say. But yeah, but we already know that it was a whole side situation with LWO and Legado de la Taz. God damn it, I said their name wrong. But them.
Them.
I
You
tried.
was you
Yeah.
was fi- you was fine when you said
Zazmataz.
legato. Once you said legato, that was it. There's to stop.
Legado Le
Stop.
Fama Zazmataz.
Yo, I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna even mention
Stop
the
while
full name.
you're ahead. Please, please. Oh my
But actually,
god.
I agree with Des though. I do agree with Des. And Zelina, I like her package, like her whole little package. Like she's short, but she's powerful and she's not scared to fight, and she will fight anybody. And I give her credit for that, even though she didn't win. Like Des said, she didn't win, but at least she put up a fight, a good fight, and it was a convinced. We was convinced of Tiffany's win rather than the soft wins from the previous matches that had us go, what the hell was that? That was the ending. But they put up a good fight tonight, like Des says. Jay,
Shayna and Becky.
no, yeah, them.
That was the sloppy matches. I like what we definitely got tonight from the two women. And at that, they also showed their 2K rating, which, Selena was a 74 and Tiffy was a 79. It's crazy to see how a newbie is already over someone who's, been there. So on that note, I'm going to play these two voice notes from our guys.
Tiffy time! What the fuck? It definitely was not Tiffy time tonight, man. They made the right decision by letting her win, but she needs to get more like work on her moonsault for it to be called a perfect moonsault. Zelina, basically, like you said, I mean, she doesn't really need to win. She hasn't really had any momentum anyway, so it's like, what the fuck would she be in the damn Elimination Chamber for? What, to take the pin? The first one? But yeah, Tiffany winning that match was kind of predictable. Ain't no way in hell they're gonna sign that girl just to have her lose the first day. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that moonsault was definitely botchy at best, and I think it's because the height differential. Maybe they just weren't able to get that quite down, and hopefully that's something they work out in chemistry wise, because that landing was rough, and you could just tell that. I just had a pure concern. The ref was just ready to check on Zelina just because she knew that landing wasn't off. And I think she got a little bit too much more height than expected, and or too little. It's hard to gauge. I'm gonna have to look at it again. But yeah, them knees definitely hit the ribs hard. Like they landed with gravity combined. Like oof, rough. But Tiffy, work on that. You can't be perfect if you fucking people up. Okay, no Sammy Guevara.
Right. Thank you guys. That was all I was saying in the chat, and I got attacked like crazy. And I said what I said, and I'm gonna stick to it. And at least I'm not the only one that's seen that. I was like, what made it alarming to me was the fact that the referee was quick to just go and check and make sure that she was okay. So yeah, Jay.
Now I see what you was trying to say. I apologize for that one because of what he just said with the Sammy Guevara and Jeff Hardy thing that happened last night, where that botched move really, gave Son a concussion last night, rocked him in the head, boom boom. So and it got Mr. Matt Hardy upset. sorry to talk about the other brand or whatnot, but there's, my bad earlier for not realizing what you were saying about that part and the referee checking up on her like that. I really thought like Selena wasn't lined up the right way, but you're right, it was botched.
I mean, it is what it is. But I was just saying, the knees are more to me. The knees are more deadly than a damn fist to the face. The knees can really mess you up bad, man. So that's all I was saying. That was, thank God she didn't get hurt, but it was a close call. But like everyone said that she got to work on it some more. And when she did that whole spine buster, she might have did it too close to the turnbuckle, so she didn't give herself enough space to complete that full moonsault. But yeah, everyone's okay from what we know, and yeah, we can move forward from that.
Right, right. Let's move forward from that match. And we had another segment in the background with the OC talking to AJ in the back and asking him why is he ignoring their calls and texts. And Carl Anderson says, I don't even know why you're bothering him. He don't know where he came from. And you see AJ got mad and heated and went face to face with him and told him some stuff as well. You know, based on seeing that, guys, do you think this is the official end of them four being a clique at the moment? Shane first, and then Dez.
I hope so because I am really getting sick and tired of AJ talking to them like that. I mean, ever since this guy AJ came back, he has have nothing but attitude towards these guys. And it wasn't like they came up to them and was like, talking bad or anything about him. They was coming to him with concern, like, dude, are you all right? Dude, you okay? Dude, you need your help? Dude, we here for you. And what does he do? He throws an attitude, he throws a fist, he throws a punch. He's doing everything that's giving OC the reason to say, you know what, screw this guy, man. Yo, we out of here, man. And it would be then when AJ really needs them. And then AJ's gonna look around and say, where are these guys? Don't you remember? You slapped them away. You cursed them away. You pushed them away. How much more are they going to have these guys stand here and tolerate all of this smack from AJ? And I even wrote in my notes, why are these OC guys still concerned about AJ? Why is AJ treating them like this? That's my question. Why is AJ treating them like this from jump? What is it that they do to him? I mean, Dez or Jay, is there an answer? Like, do you guys know what did they do together as a whole? Because AJ is mad at all of them. What did they do?
Well, this is something I've mentioned to y'all, I believe, when AJ came back. And I told y'all, I said, remember when the whole situation happened when AJ got attacked by Jimmy and Solo? And Carl Anderson was the one that said, well, we told him not to go and mess with the bloodline, so he might have took that as, an insult, like, damn, you're not even helping me, you're bad mouthing me, I'm not even here, I'm hurt. And, he might feel a way about that. So I get it. I also read maybe this week or last week that his association with the OC is officially over. He's no longer part of it. But I think Mi Chin and what's the other one's name? Anybody? What's the other one's name?
Luke Gallows and
Right.
Carl
I
Anderson.
think no, not Carl. No, Luke and Mi Chin are the ones that's probably still trying to piece everything back together, but there's obvious some type of bad blood between Carl and AJ because, like I said, Carl was the one that said that he shouldn't have went against the bloodline and months ago, and maybe that's just something that AJ didn't like and he felt betrayed by. And honestly, I would love to see the Good Brothers and Mi Chen break off, but not be lost in a shuffle. I would love to see a feud between AJ and Carl, and just to keep them relevant still, so they don't get lost and then dismissed from the company again.
Do you see a singles run from Carl Anderson now that they pretty much stepped up face to face with each other? I could definitely see an angle towards where Luke Gallows is gonna just play like a managerial role, and they gotta let Anderson try something with a singles run. I could see that happening.
I
But
don't know about the singles run. I don't know about the singles run, but maybe a match or two here with a match against AJ between Carl, and then after that maybe Carl gets beat up bad, and then now Luke tries to come and come to the rescue for Carl, and then it'll be another match between him and AJ. I can see that, but a run, I don't see it because they're tag team, you know, and that's again the problem with the whole tag team division being held by one group because they could easily just be in a tag team running for belts, but as singles competitors, I don't see it. Shane?
Yeah, I agree. I don't see the end result for this because this thing here has been like lightly going on for so long. You're telling me that you're angry about something that happened so long ago that I barely remember that incident happening until Des you even mentioned it. And it sounds like to me that you're more angry with one person with rather than, the other guy and homegirl. But yeah, for some reason you're putting your anger out on the whole crew. So I don't know what if AJ fights against one guy and then the other guy, what's the end result here? Like I don't see what the end result here is, even storyline wise. Like what, you just fighting them
The,
because they made you mad or something? I don't know.
the end result would just be them completely imploding, and then the OC would be no more. It'll still be the Good Brothers as a tag team and me Chin, moving forward, going along with this whole trio situation that we've been seeing a lot in WWE, like Jay's been saying. That's what I'm seeing. But yeah, I mean, again, it's beef. Obviously, that's been, like I said, Carl is the one that's been talking the most, and since the situation happened with AJ all the way up to now, Luke and Michin, they're in the background of everything, and it's always Carl and AJ. So that's what I'm seeing with that.
Okay, I'll give it a chance. I would keep an open mind, give it a chance, see where this goes. Makes
Hmm.
sense. I'll cheer for it. Jay.
Okay, now let's see this voice note we got left by Mr. Captain Planet.
It's the same thing, man. Like him, like every week it's the same thing with them. They try to talk to him and talk some sense into him. He treats them like shit, and if anything, end up putting hands on one of them. And the way it's like, how long are they going to keep on going with this? How long are they going to be like into this? Like, well, fuck this. This guy wants to be an asshole. We're not going to deal with him. And usually, how that's probably going to go is they're probably going to finally have some type of match with each other, and he's going to beat their ass, and that's when they're just going to have the breakup. Meechin's going to go on her own way. She's going to finish off jobbing to the damn stars inside Smackdown. The Gallows and Anderson, they're going to go on to probably being jobbers to the damn stars as well.
You know
But
what I
that's
would
what
actually like to see? What I
go
would
ahead,
like to
Shane.
see, I don't know who, but I would like for one more scene to happen where AJ flips out and then OC goes, you know what? Screw it, and just whoop AJ's ass. I don't know which superstar, but a superstar would come and help him out and break him up, and then that becomes a tag team match. OC versus AJ and whoever's the superstar that helped them out. I can see moving forward.
You think that would
Mm.
be WrestleMania Saturday situation? It would have to be a heel person to come and save AJ, because in the light of things right now, to us, the OC are still the good guys, and AJ is, but not even, I don't want to call him a bad guy, but he has a dark cloud over him. I mean, just look at the way he dresses now. He doesn't dress with the blue or any of that anymore. He's just straight black, completely dark. So do you think that it would be something that would lead to like a WrestleMania Saturday situation?
It depends on the person that we find against that fight alongside AJ. Like that superstar would have to make sense as to why he helped out AJ. Because why would you help out? Why would you help out AJ? If you had a beef with him, if you don't like him, you probably help OC and whoop his ass also. But what
I,
superstar would join him? That makes
I have a
sense, Des.
I have I have an out of the box person. And Jay, you tell me what you think. Shane, tell me what you think. LeBron, Quavo, Planet, tell me what y'all think about this. Because if y'all know the history of the OC or the Bullet Club, what if somehow, some way, you know, that person is Finn Balor? What do you think on that one? Jay, Shane, fellas, ladies.
Why Finn Balor though?
Ooh.
Like where's that
Ooh.
coming from?
He's an
Where
Where's
original
Finn
member
Balor
of the
coming
he,
from?
he's an original member of the Bullet Club. That's why, and
But
he's
that's
the
he has
only
his
that's
one
own
that.
thing to worry about right now. I
but
understand
that's
that
why.
history, but
Right, but that's why I had asked Jay to answer the question first, because I wanted him to school you on the history. That's why I didn't just say
okay.
the OC, said the Bullet Club. So because this is what they're trying to reenact in WWE. So Jay, what would your thoughts be on that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the whole Judgment Day situation, but he's still a bad guy and he can still step in.
I could see it happening in a situation where, say that the Judgment Day loses the titles at Elimination Chamber. Say that happens, and Finn Balor is tight, and he's trying to find his way now. Like, damn, you know, let me just go see my old buddies for a minute. And he sees them beefing, and more than likely he'll take his boy's side. He'll take AJ's side just so we can have that old school, Bullet Club beef that we've been waiting for like forever. Like they never acknowledge the entire group because there's like shit. Probably Ranger knows this. It's probably like at least 50, 60 members of this faction. This group is large as hell. That is spread, into maybe 3 or 4 brands of different names of Bullet Clubs. So yeah, I could definitely see, where you're looking at with that one, Des, as far as Finn being that guy to be there. I'd love to definitely see something like that happen again.
Shane, I brought this up because if you remember back to when the OC was beefing with the Judgment Day in the earlier days before they even got me Chin, you know, Finn was talking his shit to AJ and, talking about the whole thing about when he was the leader of this group and whatever like that. Like there's history there. We never got a chance to finish that story with them because AJ broke his ankle. So you got to always remember that as well. They have history. It's history there. So now that AJ's a bad guy, it would be something interesting to see. Maybe he would step in, like you said, Jay, because I was thinking the same thing. If Judgment Day lose the titles, because at the end of the day, Damian still has the Money in the Bank briefcase, so he can still go on to WrestleMania and do what he does. But Finn would be lost in the shuffle. So yeah, that was my question from that.
Shane?
Well, yeah, I'm going to be that guy. I'll be that guy and go against the grain here. And just because I would say that I don't see it because you're with the Judgment Day. You have more than enough things to worry about with the Judgment Day. You got to worry about keeping your tag titles. You have to worry about Mommy keeping her title. You're trying to get Dom a title. You're worrying about R-Truth coming in and out of the group. And then when you lose the titles, you have to worry about getting the titles back again. Like, I don't see him veering away from Judgment Day to worry about or to even deal with AJ and teaming up with AJ to go with the OC, unless you make it make sense. If you make it make sense, then I'll buy it. But off the top, I don't see how it would happen.
But Shane, you can think about this. The most unbothered person in the Judgment Day for the last few months has been Finn Balor. He's just been in the background laughing at everything that's going on. He's been laughing at the power struggle between Mike and Damian Priest. He's been laughing at the verbal beatdowns that JD and Dom's been getting. So he's the only one, like literally, he's been in the background. To me, it has been hilarious, laughing and smiling at everything. And if they do lose the titles or whatever like that, then why not? He can be like, look, this is business. This is something that I started and it needs to come to an end, and why not have the former leader and the other former leader come together and completely just end this story once and for all. That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense off of what they gave us a few months ago before AJ got hurt, all the way up to now to complete the implosion and this, the complete annihilation of the OC, of the Bullet Club, or the club, or whatever they want to call it. Like, it does make sense.
All right,
Now
well,
let's
we
see.
shall see moving forward.
True. Let's play these voice notes and see what everybody has to say about it.
Damn, my message got cut off. My bad. But what I was going to say is they were going to continue to be jobbers to the tag team division. And AJ, he's going to go on to continue this gimmick that he has going on with the loner, evil heel loner type like thing. It's basically a homage to his heel run in TNA when he was going by the evil ways or the heel AJ, basically, that he did in TNA, the lone wolf type little thing. But I believe he's building to a match with LA Knight at WrestleMania. Even if he makes it to WrestleMania, I don't really know his path to WrestleMania right now. But that's the gimmick that AJ is going with right now. The evil ways.
I can see Finn coming back to help out AJ. It definitely has Bullet Club vibes written all over it. I can also see LA Knight coming to save AJ. Like, they don't like each other, but, maybe Carl stepped on his shoes or something. I don't know, man. Just something that would put those two together just to be like, oh, they're a good combination, but they're not a good combination because they don't have any chemistry, and they really hate each other, but they hate those guys more, and then, like, it comes to like one of those battles where it's like who can hurt them more, LA or AJ, so something like that.
Jay, real quick, Jay, before we play the next match, hold on.
You tripping, dog. Like, I understand you thinking Finn Balor because, like, the past history with the Bullet Club and shit, him being the first member, the Balor Club, whatever the fuck they used to call them two, them three guys as a team back in the day. He is done with them. Like, right now, Finn Balor is strictly inside the Judgment Day. And even when that ends, he probably is going to go back on his own. He ain't teaming with Gallows and Anderson anytime soon. Hate to break your heart on that one, bro, but that ain't going down.
Mundo, what you was gonna say? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
I was just saying to reply to Red Ranger. What he was talking about was similar to the whole situation with Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold. They didn't get along with each other, but they had a common goal, and they were stuck as WWF tag team champions. And eventually they did wind up, facing each other. So I get what he's saying as far as like with what do you call it, LA Knight and AJ Styles. So yeah, I believe that's what he was saying. I forgot. But go ahead.
Shout out to Queen Donatella. But yeah, Mundo, that's really a good take on that. I forgot about that. I can see them kicking or bringing in AJ Styles, and my reason for that because they about to get ready to kick out like Damian Priest anyway. They've been throwing hints to that anyway because Damian Priest is doing dumb shit like with the R-Truth situation. He's like still kind of soft on R-Truth, and they're allowing him to break up the Judgment Day from within. That brings me to that situation, but that's besides the point. I see what you mean.
My whole thing is this.
Yeah, but if they do that, that'll be that same ass, oh, can they coexist type like relationship, and who wants that?
Well, then you got to also understand that, Judgment Day, they're like the hottest faction right now. And the story with Judgment Day and, with them, we're not sure if they're going to break up or they're going to get back together because there's been plenty of times when we thought they was going to, like, break up. And then out of nowhere, here comes this R-Truth story, and then he makes the shirts. It's the biggest selling merch. And this is a story that we, like, stuck on, and we are sticking to it, like, every week. Every week, we think that R-Truth is gone. They beat his ass, and he finally got it. He's not part of Judgment Day. But then next week, he's like, oh, that's just an initiation. Oh, y'all just playing. Because this is what we like. We like that faction. We like R-Truth, and we like this story. So I say all of that to say, why, when this is hot, it's hot in its top, why would you break this up? And why would you have Finn join AJ? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I understand you saying about, the history and what happened, before AJ got hurt. But you wanted to break up this story here, this faction and this storyline with R-Truth in order to connect that story. And then you say AJ and then LA Knight. What's LA Knight's reason for joining AJ, especially with the fact that they two was going at it real hard. I mean, they was going at it strong. I'm surprised that they two is still not, you know what I'm saying, doing sneak jabs here and there, in the backstage or interrupting matches like that. So again, it's like, okay, if you're going to go these angles, at least make it make sense and make it connect. That way we see the reason why they're doing that. And it'll be worth watching because we want to see an end result that will connect to why they're together in the first place. Do I make sense, Des?
Yeah, Shane, of course you make sense because me and you are always on the same accord as far as these storylines making sense. Real quick, Cap, since you haven't been with us in a while, we mentioned, more so Jay mentioned, the split of the Judgment Day and it being Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough, and then it being Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and R-Truth. So I'm going off of that. That maybe, that split might happen because, again, it's been a power struggle between Damian and Rhea Ripley for months now, and it's just getting worse, so I just wanted to throw that out there. But, these are just hypotheticals, nothing written in stone. Just wanted to get everybody's opinions on everything that I'm just saying.
And I'm not saying everything to like say Dez is wrong or I disagree with Dez. Like, I kind of do agree with Dez, but I'm also saying also, and what I'm saying, like, we're saying what we're saying. Well, I'm saying what I'm saying for conversation, because with this Triple H era, it can go his way, it could go my way, it could go Jay's way, it could go Red's way, it could go any kind of way. But then there's the Triple H Plan B's way, where we have no idea, and it just comes like, oh snap. And if you don't believe me, let's remember the kickoff show 2 Thursdays ago. Jay.
Amen to that one. And I just like to just say, during this Triple H era, this guy's been using, how during the Vince era, he's been, he does the surprises and everything during Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Triple H has been doing surprises and everything crazy, more so during pay-per-views. So, Shane, you're 100% correct. That's been our lingo since day one of this show, of the Three Bells podcast. You just never know in the world of Triple H. You don't know what is going to happen. Jay, back to you, my guy.
Ay, ay, ay. After that segment, we got another segment right behind it. And honestly, that was the segment because, I'm not even going to lie to you. Damage Control talked so fast that me trying to read the subtitles on the bottom, I lost track. And the only thing I saw on the bottom was it, like when they said it's their era, we're the new Damage Control. No, we're Damage Control. I'm like, okay, what was the point of this little promo here? Now, it felt kind of off to me just because of that. I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but what were your guys' quick thoughts on that 30-second segment that we got from the new Damage Control? Mundo?
Well, I found it I found it amazing and funny that they finally used the name Damage Control for the three of them, to just describe who they are, because the last time we saw them three come out, they were just, Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky. So them claiming the name Damage Control was a big thing to me. And I'm surprised that you got what you got out of that, Jay, because what I got out of it, the thing that I was able to just, write down real quick, and I don't even know who they were talking to, but I seen that they said, I'm assuming that they were talking to Bailey when they said that you better sleep with one eye open, but I might be wrong. Again, it's hard when we're trying to collect data for this show and while we're watching a live show, and you might miss some stuff. So, like you said, they were just talking. So they weren't anything like what we get from Shinsuke on Monday Night Raw, where his delivery is a little slower, a little more methodical. But again, because of the time frame with SmackDown, everything's rushed. So I missed a lot of it, but that was one thing that stuck out to me. So you guys can fill me in. Was that aimed towards Dakota because of what she said later on in the night? Or was that aimed towards Bebe because of the fact that she challenged Io for the championship at Mania? Shane?
I'm sorry, guys. I totally missed that segment because I'm thinking that you're talking about Bebe versus Bebe and Dakota, but that was until later on. So I apologize. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But from what Des is saying, it sounds to me that by them calling themselves Damage Control as throwing shade, that's shade throwing, if you ask me.
Shane, what was it? Oscar said, "No one is ready for," and they all said together, "Damage Control." And like to me, that was big because I was wondering if they would still call themselves that. And because of the fact that they're still running with that name, I was just like, damn, that is a shot at Bailey 100% because they're keeping the name and they're trying to take her out. So I was just like, shit. Like I was like, God damn, me, I love my baby. So I'm just like, man.
So was that triggered to both Bebe and Dakota?
That's what I'm not sure of because of the fact that they were
Pretty
just
much.
talking so fast. So Jay, yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it was aimed at both females. Because they were, basically it was like you said, sleeping with one eye closed or whatever, and then they called Dakota stupid because of what she did when she tried to swing at them with the chair last week. Like, you're stupid for trying to even get into this now. So, we gotta watch and see what happens with all of that. But that was a segment that pretty much it seemed like we all blew by. We all, it was like, it
No,
was a
no, no,
bland movement.
no. I didn't blow by it. It blew by me because I'm trying to. The thing is, they're speaking in another language. It's not like they were speaking in English. So I have to read the subtitles, but they're talking so fast, so I can't write down what they're saying fast enough. By the time I was just right, by the time I caught anything, they were at the end of the promo. The promo was a quick promo, and that's my only thing. It's like They were just too quick. That's why I said they're not like Shinsuke. When he speaks in a methodical, slow way, so you can read what he's saying, understand what he's saying, and digest it. They were just talking so goddamn fast that it was just like a blur. And it's not like I deliberately wasn't trying to, get it, but that's just how it came off. Because, like I
Oh,
said, and been saying for weeks, SmackDown has too much going on and so little time.
bro, I got no more than 6 words on my paper written for that segment. So trust me, that shit was a blur for me.
Maybe,
You
maybe,
know,
maybe the voice note can help us out.
So Damage Control directed their shot at Dakota Kai because last week Dakota Kai came at him with a chair. So this week they were like, you know what, you better sleep with one eye open, and that's why she's looking at Bailey like, Bailey, you gotta look out for me. I'm always in catering because I'm always injured, and they're gonna injure me more. Like I might get released. So I think that's where she's at with Damage Control after her. But yeah, man, I think it's beautiful. They need to add one more person though. I don't know who they're gonna add, but they need to add that one more person, like a Raquel Gonzalez or somebody. And yeah, 3 versus 3. Whew.
See, that's my thing though. Red Ranger. Months ago, I said that before Charlotte got hurt, I felt that the whole situation that was going to happen would end up being the 4 members of Damage Control versus Bailey and then the 4 horsewomen. But with Charlotte going down with the unexpected knee injury, and then from what we're seeing, it might have been a fall apart of negotiations between WWE and Sasha Banks. You know, it might not end that way, but I'm still holding out hopes that it'll still, Bailey will have some type of backup with her at WrestleMania. We just don't know. I don't trust Dakota Kai. I think me and Jay made that clear 2 weeks ago on SmackDown that we just don't trust her. And yeah, Jay.
she has been one from the jump to not trust. And I did send you guys that video the other day, as far as when they had that NXT beef and EO got backstabbed by Dakota. She hit her with a chair from behind coming out the ramp. Now does she do the same thing to Bailey? To cost her the title at Mania. That's the only thing I could possibly see happening where the tables turn. So let's wait and see. And right after that, we got the bathroom break match where we got featured 2 NXT guys by the names of Javier Bernal and Bo Morris against the tandem of AOP. Guys, as I've been saying to y'all, I'm not sold on this faction. This faction is ass cheeks. And look at what you do to them. You throw them against 2 no names that ain't been fighting for like 4 or 5 months on NXT just to be jobbers for the night. And you seen by the looks of their faces, they were not too happy to be in this situation, knowing there was about to be a quick 2 minute ass beating. What are your guys' thoughts on this match? Shane, I'm gonna ask you first because you know this has been something you've been saying you wanted to see from them. Is this what you wanted to see, or are you slowly giving up? And then Mundo after him.
This was the biggest waste of the night because this was a squash match. Because I wanted to see actually what we're going to see next week, which is AOP versus Street Profits. I didn't want to see this what we had today.
Jay,
This
you
was a
said three.
waste of time.
It sounded like you said 3 profits.
I said Street Profits.
We'll leave
Can't
it to the
catch me
play.
there, buddy.
We'll leave it to the
I
playback.
said Street Profits.
We'll leave it to the playback.
You wanted to hear 3 Profits so you can say what you just said. But no, dude, you're the crime time guy. You're the you're the. But yeah, I could have lived without this match, Jay.
Yeah, I thought we were done with this type of match. Uh, but like I said to you guys, at least they were NXT guys and they weren't just men that they found outside of the arena and offering them like $500 for the match. But we already know what it was. And like Shane said, it was just to just well, Shane didn't say this, but I'll say it. It was just to show off the power of AOP and what the Street Profits will have to deal with next week. But I'm not a fan of squash matches because they're a waste of time. Well, clearly they're not a waste of time because their time only occupied maybe 1 or 2 minutes. But yeah, there's no notes for this. All I wrote down was AOP squash match. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this. This is old school WWE creative, and I'm not a fan of it at all. Jay?
I mean, hell, their entrance to the ring was longer than that damn match. That should tell you everything.
That was so boring that the only thing I wrote was probably like 2 sentences. And I wrote Acom, Torsen, Javi, both Torsen, Morris, beat 'em up, Super Collider, match over. That's it. That's all we got. Nothing to go ooh, what or whatnot. That was like the take a shit match of the night. That's what it was to me. And I'm still not sold on these guys. Just makes them look worse, you know. And after that, we basically got Logan Paul in the back prior to his match with The Miz, and he tells everybody that they're all welcomed to see him fight and get the hashtag going saying hashtag you're welcome, and says he will beat your guy, The Miz. And it led into the match and where we got Mr. Paul against Mr. Monday Night Massive Balls Miz. I'm gonna go with Mr. Mundo since this is your guy. Were you happy with the outcome of this match, my friend? And what do you see next on the horizon for your guy after the match? Now that we know we got one guy going into the chamber.
No, because it's going against what they're building with the Miz for this year and the end of last year. The Miz has been on a winning streak, or he's just been winning a lot. So to revert to him putting people over, I didn't agree with it, especially Logan Paul. Ugh, like I just was not a fan of that at all because if you wanted to put him over, why not have him go against a guy like Sami Zayn if that's the case? I would rather have watched RKO versus The Miz than The Miz versus Logan Paul. Just like the shit. I was not as a Miz fan, but not just a Miz fan, but just as a wrestling fan. I did not appreciate that booking at all. And I said it to y'all at the end of the match. I'm like, really, Triple H, you're gonna put this guy in the Elimination Chamber match? He's the U.S. champion, but like, shit, I don't even agree with him being the U.S. champion. But I get it. These days, WWE is beyond, us as fans. It's just the optics and getting more views to the company. But I am not a fan of it. And so it kind of counterproductive. It was counterproductive for the Miz because now it leaves him in limbo. What do you do with The Miz now? He just hosted WrestleMania last year. He stepped in for the injured Shane McMahon last year on an impromptu match with Snoop Dogg. So it's like, now what? Now you put him in an impossible situation because there's no way for him to get to WrestleMania. I didn't like it at all. I think this was probably, besides the botch that they did with Cody a few weeks ago on SmackDown, this is probably one of the worst booking and decision-making situations Triple H made. Shane?
Well, I wouldn't exactly write The Miz off of Mania. Like, I'm sure they could find something for him. I mean, because he's The Miz, so they'll find a story. I mean, hey, maybe it's possible. And wasn't it you guys that said it is possible with the Amazing Truth, right? Maybe that's possible.
What the hell is the Amazing Truth?
Yeah, but what? I'm doing the Dez now. What is what is that? What is the group with The Miz and R-Truth? Awesome Truth. I'm sorry. Was it amazing? Oh Lord.
Oh shit.
Touche, Dez. Touche. but you see what I'm saying. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I get it. I messed up in tag team names. Some of these names just terrible. So yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, I shouldn't have messed up the amazing. See, I said it again. Anyway, they're gonna do something with The Miz.
I said the Wild Dogs and didn't even realize I said that until y'all said something to me. So I get it, Shane. It's okay. So I just didn't know what the hell
about. Because I was so confident in the name, like I was doing something.
Tuesday, I had it written down in my notes as the Wild Dogs, and then Jay came at me and was like, "The Wild." I was just like, "Oh snap! I didn't realize that I made that mistake." So yes, I get it 100%, Shane, and I'm not crucifying you about that at all, my brother, at all.
But I will say, Des, don't give up hope on your boy and Mania. They're going to find something for him to do. I mean, it's 2 nights. They'll find something. But again, make it make sense. And of course, they're going to use Paul Logan as much as they can. I mean, this dude has over 27 million followers on Instagram. He has over 23 million subscribers on YouTube with over 6 billion views on YouTube. So you goddamn right, they're going to use this guy and milk him up as much as possible to get all of those people. So
And he's
in a marketing sense, it's good.
and he's the U.S. champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And it's not because of him being, I mean, he's a good fighter, but it's more to that as to why he is the US champion. It's a bigger picture. So yeah, congratulations to Logan. Do I see him, because this is what he brought to the conversation, that back interview when he said he see himself as a what was the title? What was the phrase? A double champion? He see himself.
Yeah, he called himself the double champ Logan Paul.
Des and Jay, do you see that possibly happening?
Hell no. Fuck out of here. No
I
way, no.
I hope not.
No.
I hope not. But yo, anything in this day and age can now happen.
Hey, he asked
So
me first. God damn it. How you interrupted me? He said Des, then Jay. And then Shane.
Oh,
Right.
you see that, Jay? Jay. Des know how it feels to get cut off, Jay.
No. First and foremost, you asked me first. You said my name first and then his. And I was like, I'm saying that next thing you know, we're going to have a meeting the next day. You're going to say, I cut him off. I didn't cut him off. He cut me off. I didn't even get a chance to say shit.
There you go. That's the pinnacle definition of Des cutting off Jay. That's that right there. That's the definition right there. Jay is probably sitting back drinking of celebration because his point was proven. Our point was proven.
No, I only cut Jay off when he doesn't understand his periods and commas. That's what, because he keeps putting commas behind shit. That's when I cut him off. But anyway, I don't see that happening because that would be a travesty, and I think that they would lose the everyday customer if they was to even let this motherfucker Logan Paul win that match, even though they already put him in a main event with Roman Reigns, which is still, I don't think anybody understands how crazy that was. The fact that they put Logan Paul in a main event match against Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Yes, oh my gosh, thinking about it just is like crazy. But anyway, no, I do not see Logan Paul being that guy. I see in the chamber match, KO being the reason why Logan Paul loses his chance to get to WrestleMania and faces Seth Rollins. And now since we're on that, we got to pivot from what we were saying before, where we thought that it would be like a tag match at Elimination Chamber. I think that situation will manifest into a match between Logan and KO at WrestleMania for the U.S. title. I think KO will cost Logan his chance, and then Logan, before he leaves out of the Elimination Chamber, he will cost KO his chance to face Seth Rollins.
well, with what Shane said, hey, he's probably the dark horse in this entire match that everybody's looking at like shit. Like Des has said, he main evented WrestleMania. So what's gonna stop him again from main eventing it in a classic, title match as to where, old school WWE used to have the the WWF champion against the Intercontinental champion. So maybe, with what's best for business money wise, you never know. Logan Paul against Seth Rollins, that could draw some, some eyes real quick. I won't sleep on that at all. Just the following that this guy has, that Logan has, and the fact that Seth is already in his something else, but needs to actually focus on something. Hey, this definitely could go down. So Shane, kudos to you on actually having a vision on that one because it definitely could be seen.
Thank you,
But
kind sir.
They already had that match before, though. You forgot?
No, I didn't. But the stipulations will be kind of old school. That's my reasons for it. Like we haven't had a classic old school match like that in God knows how long. So I don't mind seeing it, but like you said, KO can interfere. Maybe LA Knight can stop him. There's gonna be something that's gonna brew it up for
I'm
Mania.
just I'm just saying we literally just saw that match between Seth and Logan at WrestleMania last year. So we're gonna run that back this year.
You never know. But let's see what everybody else got to say.
So my notes for this match, who the fuck are these guys? I've been watching NXT for like forever. Who the fuck are these guys? Like, you got more, what's it called, credibility when it comes to wrestling and knowing people, bro, because I don't know who the heck these two were. I ain't even seen these two clowns, bro. I was like, wait a minute. When were they in an NXT match? When? Nope. But,
Jay,
I guess AOP did look a little fierce in this joke. But, it was a waste. Y'all could have given me something else here. Like, y'all could have had him go against Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy could take a loss, you know? But I don't know.
Something you wanted to say, Des?
I said for you to answer him on that because he was referring to you on who those guys were that came in from NXT.
Well, he's left the chat, but I'll say it anyway. Basically, Javier Bernal, he was known as Big Body Javi on NXT, and the guy that was with him was just some lackey that was in the back. He didn't even get no run. If anything, he probably got like one night. But Javier Bernal, he lost his fizzle like 6 months ago. So, just to do this to him, it was a waste.
Shane, real quick, can I ask you to give 3 bells to my brother, my guy, Ray? And we can give a 3 bells for AJ, aka my partner, Mr. Drew. As long as Drew does not send any messages, I'm fine with that. I don't want to hear the executives in my earpiece tonight, even though Jay is running the show.
Drew, you are
Oh,
highly encouraged to say hello to us in the chat.
No, you're not.
yeah.
You are not.
Yes, you can. Yes, you may. It's
No,
my
you are.
show tonight. It's not your show, Mr. Taker. You can take
Right,
your seat and relax on that one.
but the executives will be in my ear telling me
No,
to tell y'all to cut it out.
no, I'm the EVP for this one tonight. So
You are the
everything that I say rocks.
you are the producer of.
Hmm.
You are not the EVP. You are the producer of tonight's show. The EVPs will talk to me in my ear as the creator of this. The EVPs will talk in my ear and they will tell me what we can and cannot do. So, sir, back to you.
Drew, say what you got to say, my guy. Don't worry about it. He's not stopping me.
Drew, try it if you want to.
On that note, I'm gonna play the last 3 voice notes, and then we go into.
The only logic I can put to them putting the Miz in that match when he's supposed to be on a win streak, because like I'm pretty sure they got it booked for the Miz and R-Truth to be facing Judgment Day at WrestleMania. I believe that's what they're building to. I've been meaning to talk to y'all about this on Raw, but I hardly ever be able to show up. But that's my fault. But look, yeah, I don't really see like the reason why they did that, because it's like who the fuck? Why did Miz need to come all the way from fucking Raw to face Logan on SmackDown where he could have faced someone like maybe Cruz del Toro, Austin Theory? Well, nah, he couldn't have faced Austin Theory. He's a heel. I mean, I guess it's on a heel standpoint.
Triple H don't fucks with Theory. That's the
It's
reason.
what the fuck he gonna call him Paul Logan.
Bro, Cap, Triple H is not a fan of Theory at all. That was a Vinnie Mac situation, and it's pretty obvious at this point. As soon as Triple H became involved, Theory lost his belt. He lost his his money in the bank. He lost everything, and he's been in the position that he's in right now. Go ahead.
Broski, I could see that too, man. Like, and also it's a WrestleMania rematch. That would be a WrestleMania rematch. Seth versus Logan Paul. Both men then leveled up. Round 2. I can see that. That is money. That's money. I doubt it's gonna happen, but that's money.
Is that more money than Seth versus Drew, who's been talking shit about CM Punk? Would you not believe more of Seth losing the title to Drew, and then Drew being cashed in on by Damian because they got beef too? Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
Aye, that was very spicy. That's one we could think about as well. Wow. Wow. Yeah, to be continued on that one. Whew. After all of that, we got Braun and Jade talking in the back with your boy all this on their contracts. And here we go with Miss Tiffy time saying who she's gonna pin first, Bianca or Liv. And they're all arguing, and Jade is like, I know you're not doing this on my time. So that leads me to think Jade is either not too happy with the roster on SmackDown, and it's gonna save her decision for Monday, because based off of what we've seen tonight, I could kind of see her leaning that way. Do y'all guys see her leaning that way, or is it just me? Shane, I'm gonna go with you first on that one.
At this point, I don't know what they're doing with her because it was somewhat rumored that she was supposed to be in Elimination Chamber, and now she's not. So I don't even know what I don't. At this point, I have no idea. I really don't.
I'm confused because of the fact that we would have thought that Jade would have signed with SmackDown because of, again, the lack of talent that they have there, and you know the fact that everyone wants to see Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania. But I guess maybe they're not trying to go down that road too quickly. And I would be shocked if she decides to sign with Raw, even though we haven't seen her on Raw. We haven't seen Adam Pearce, offer her a Raw contract. So I'm a little bit, not concerned, but just confused would be the best thing that I would say, because again, we thought that she would sign with SmackDown and start her way to the road against Bianca, but this last minute decision to take her out of the Elimination Chamber match. But then again, I believe there is one more match that they're supposed to have to decide who will be in the women's chamber match. It's the losers or some shit that's going to happen on Raw. So maybe we'll get it after all, guys.
See, and this is another reason why. And tonight was a case alone, a case also, because you had Jade and you had Breaker, both with contracts. This whole thing with Jay coming to either or brand or even coming to WWE was before the fact that that Breaker was going to come to either Raw or SmackDown, because it was concentrated on him on NXT. So he was an afterthought, and yet he has a contract first. So that's why I'm like, what are these guys are doing? Do we literally have to wait all the way to Mania to see her, once again do something and have like a better idea as to what brand that she's signing up for? I hope that's not the case, because it's starting to fizzle a little bit here now. Because yes, we was on that high from the Rumble, but how long ago was Rumble? And look at all the stuff that has been going on between today as we're speaking and Rumble. It's been a lot of shit that's been going on, and she has been fizzling a bit in the background.
But
So
Shane,
yes, Des.
what if she's being saved for this match on Monday? Because they told us that this, it was going to happen. It was going to be, you know, basically losers wins their way into the women's elimination chamber match. And what if she's not a loser, obviously, but what if they give her the opportunity there?
Well, that would be awesome for her. That would be cool for her. But I'm telling you this right now, WWE, you are building this. You're really building her up on a very high pedestal. So when she gets in that ring, there's going to be extremely high hopes for her. Like the level of expectation from her is going to be at such a high level because of the fact that they're not doing anything for her. So it's like that's putting a whole lot of pressure on her, because you better deliver, and you better deliver huge, big. Because if you don't, it's like, well, god damn, we waited all of this time and that's what we got. Yes, it was cool what we got on the Rumble. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm just like, I'm on the fence here.
No, I got you. But
You know what I think though. You know what I honestly think though. I think she's gonna cause Naya the chance to win the title at Elimination Chamber. I think that's when they're saving her for. I don't think they're saving her for Monday because, she's already been rumored out of that as well. She's not gonna be taking in no parts of this Elimination Chamber match. So I can see her going down to Australia and interfering in her match with Rhea, costing her the opportunity, setting up a Mania match between her and Nia because of the body slam that she gave her at the Rumble. That was basically like that was the shot she called right there. So maybe they're saving that moment for that time. That's my thoughts about it.
Jay.
And on that, what?
So, what would be the point of that? Nia has not even mentioned Jade eliminating her at Royal Rumble at all. She has not said anything about it.
Exactly. They're saving it. They're probably saving it for Elimination Chamber for Jade to make her decision, and that'll probably be that way because the way she looked today, she wasn't too happy after all of that happened with the women there. So I don't really see her signing now to SmackDown because of that.
But in that same breath, isn't Liv Morgan a Raw superstar and Bianca is a SmackDown superstar? It was a mix of people there. It wasn't just SmackDown people being.
Right, but she was there to try to sign a SmackDown contract, and she probably didn't like how all this handled it. She probably was like, all this you could have not had these women here while you was holding this meeting with us. She probably could have go back now to Pierce and see what Pierce got to draw up, and probably don't even show face at all next week at all until Australia to make to show face. That's
Jay,
just
go ahead.
my thoughts on it.
Jay, go ahead to the messages so they don't outdate.
Gotcha.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Sorry I'm late to the party. Real quick, what's the word on CM Punk's return in any capacity, if at all? And are the rumors true about Brock Lesnar not wanting shit to do with WWF? And does that have anything to do remotely with Vince, or just that's a chapter he just wants closed for whatever personal reason he wants
I'll
that
take.
closed? So I just need those two questions answered. I haven't watched a full episode of wrestling since high school. I mean, I catch my favorites when I can, but hey, keep up the good work, y'all. Like the show.
All right, so to put you on, CM Punk got hurt in the Royal Rumble a few weeks ago. He tore his he got hurt, and he's not able to compete at WrestleMania. He's not going to be able to compete for a few months. So, if anything, if he does show up, it'll be in a talking fashion for him, but he cannot compete. Brock Lesnar is basically being completely erased out of WWE history because of his affiliation with Vince McMahon and the situation, the allegations that are that's going against the both of them. So, to answer your questions, yes, CM Punk's hurt. He's not a part of WrestleMania this year, and Brock Lesnar is just completely being erased out of WWE history, and that's pretty much it. Jay, you can go ahead with the voice.
Oh, that's not what I was saying. That's a money match, but it's not the money match. Drew versus Seth is where they're planning. That's where they be going for the longest. All the shit that Drew been talking, and the thing about it is he's had a point with everything he's been saying. He has never really fully had a one-on-one match with Seth Rollins where there was no interference, no wacky ass Judgment Day cash in. It was always something that made him end up losing. And he wasn't lying about that. But that's besides the point. That's the match. Love with how Tiffany just came in and was like, I don't know how to do this Elimination Chamber thing. Do I pin you first or you first? That is some heel ass shit to do, man. That was backhanded, but like, it was some Tiffany shit to say. That's all I'm trying to say. But like Jade Cargill coming in and just getting angry about them girls coming in and stealing her segment, like that is setting up Bianca versus damn Jade Cargill. Because like look how Bianca reacted when Jade interrupted them and was like, "Oh, I know y'all ain't interrupting my close up or some shit like that." I forgot what she said, but Bianca said, "Oh, I know she talking to you because she ain't talking to me." Like, you already know they're gonna have some type of face off. That's why I think they're going with this though. Jade Cargill feeling disrespected by Bianca and all them being in her damn like contract signing or wherever the fuck it was supposed to have been, but that's going to lead her to going to Adam Pearce and seeing what she can get from him. And Adam Pearce can throw a trump card and put her into that battle royal for a shot at the Elimination Chamber, and she's going to win it. Jay, that wasn't it, bro. That wasn't it. That was random as hell.
Well, Des, there you have it. Drew, they don't like what you said, my guy.
He didn't say
So,
shit. He didn't say nothing. It wasn't it, and it was not funny at all.
okay, sir. I'll continue with the show. And on that note, we had Naomi coming out with her new music, and it was her twerk music that she came out to. You know, I know you guys didn't really like it. I was like, this is something new, something that that's cool, that fits her and who she is. You know, she can't keep the old thing. This is the new night. This is the new Naomi. This is the Trinity that was in TNA. So gotta expect that from her. And she fought your girl Alba Fire, who's one half of a tag team. You know, which this was good to display her as a singles girl. I thought the match went all right, ended the way it was supposed to. But at the same time, we already kind of knew who the winner was going to be. What were your guys' thoughts on this match? And did you like the fact that Alba Fire was the replacement for Shotzi in this match? And shout out to Shotzi. She's hurt. We all know the injury that she sustained at a house show. And, get well. Des, I'm going to go with you first on this one with your thoughts, and then Shane to close it out.
Well, Shotzi, she sustained her injury during a taping for next week's NXT. So we didn't know what it was when we first found out about it, but obviously when Nick made his announcement, it was something that was real. So shout outs to her. Hopefully she gets back soon, because I definitely like the character she portrayed on NXT on Tuesday. It's very different from SmackDown. So shout outs to her. Um, as far as the match with Alba, again, it goes to the lack of wrestlers that they have on SmackDown for the women's division. You know, Alba is somebody that they just started going with in that whole unholy alliance situation. So it is what it is. We already knew that Naomi would be the winner of the match. So yeah, I don't have too many notes towards this match. It was what it was. I only felt that it was the main event or the last match because of the fact that Naomi is the wife of Jimmy Uso, who's a part of the Bloodline. So that's all I got out of it. The match was alright. Shane.
First and foremost, I do not like this new song that she walked out to. It sounds like every other kind of song. And Jay, you refer to it as a new twerk song. That right there alone is a reason why I don't like it. The fact that it sounds that sound had you think of the word twerk. I like the original one, the one where you waiting for that beat to drop, and even she jammed to it. Like it was an energy. It was a vibe. That's what that theme song was, at least to me. So when that beat
Agreed.
dropped and the laser show happened, it was that whole thing, that whole aura that was attached to the song. The song was almost a
Yes.
character itself. So
Agreed.
I don't like this new song. Bring back the old song. And you're saying that this new song is what? It's new her, it's like Trinity, whatever. She's not Trinity. She's Naomi. That contract is over. It's done with. That end of that time of her life, that's done with. We're moving forward now as Naomi, the same Naomi that was here a couple of years back. We want her. And we got her tonight. And it was good to see her. Shout out to Miss Fire for covering for Shotzi. Prayers go out to her and a speedy recovery, because I actually do like Shotzi. I like her personality. I like her originality that she gives and brings to the WWE. But other than that, yeah, we knew that Naomi was going to win, and it was cool to see her. So kudos to her moving forward to the Elimination Chamber. Jay?
Awesome, awesome. It was an okay match, like I said before. And in between all of that, I forgot to mention that before the match even started, we had Paul Heyman talking to Grayson Waller. And I'm thinking like, what could he possibly be telling him? Because you didn't hear nothing. You just had to assume it was something scheming. So that's to stay tuned. And then after that match with Naomi and Alba Fire, we got Bailey in the back with Dakota Kai. And Dakota's asking for help because she seems to be scared now. And Bailey's like, look, I don't know who to trust. So there's nothing against you, but I can't help you at the moment. Seen in that segment that Bailey said that, do you think now Dakota Kai decides to just say, fuck it? I'm going to just do what it do and beat your ass when you least expect it. Do you guys see that coming now based off of that? Shane, I'm gonna ask you, and then Mundo.
Well, based on what I was hearing from the previous segment, where you had the three girls that called themselves Damage Control, and who they was directing, their message to. It seemed to be that they was directing it to both Bebe and Dakota, which is why Dakota ran up to Bebe. He was like, "Yo, I need your help because these chicks, they're about to come at me." And Bay is like, "No, why the hell should I trust you? I mean, like, who can I trust? Like, who can she trust right now?" So it's an interesting story. It's an interesting angle for us to look forward to, because now Bay has, she already knows that she can't trust these girls. They're calling themselves, Damage Control without her. So now you got this Dakota chick to worry about now. Can I trust her? Can I trust that she will be with me, moving forward, going against this new Damage Control that I invented? I put this together. And now you're going to do it without me? So it's interesting to see where they're going to go. I'm attached to the story, and I'm looking forward to how it develops.
And like I said already, um, we spoke about this 2 weeks ago. I don't trust Dakota Kai because I mentioned it to you, Jay, 2 weeks ago. Where was she when this all broke down? She just was nowhere to be found. And like Bebe said, like, this has been going on for months, and you ain't say shit. So all of a sudden now I'm supposed to trust you. I don't know who to trust, and I'm with her 100% on that. And I still think that she shouldn't trust Dakota Kai at all, because like I told y'all in our chat earlier, I think Dakota Kai is the mastermind behind all of this. And she's just trying to sucker Bailey into believing in her, so then eventually she can turn on her. Like I said, I thought that this whole situation was going to be the birth and the reemergence of the four horsewomen down the line. And again, since we don't know the situation with one of the four horsewomen, we don't know. But again, I don't trust Dakota Kai at all. So, Bebe, watch your back. Jay.
Can you, Des, before you continue, Des, can you remind us again as to who what would you refer to them? The horsemen, the
Four
four?
horsewomen.
Yeah, who are the four horsewomen?
That's Bailey. That's Becky Lynch. That's Charlotte Flair, and that's Sasha Banks. And like I said, we saw what happened, the untimely injury that happened to Charlotte Flair, which was not planned. That was actually something that happened. And then, like I said earlier, we don't know what the situation is between WWE and Sasha Banks is. And then, we got Becky Lynch and um, Bebe still, but we don't know what's going to happen. So that's the four horsewomen. Shane.
Cool. Just in case, our viewers didn't know exactly who they were, and you was able to explain the details. So thanks, dude.
Not a problem. Anytime. Jay?
And on that note, I'm gonna play the last three messages before we go into the next subject.
Yeah, bro, that wasn't funny at all. That shit was just random. Nothing personal.
Some people don't get the method to my madness. The reason why I play that is because Dad said, Drew, I dare you to leave a message or whatever. So if you know your urban history, Lennox from Belly, he was about that life. You confront him. He said, you want to run with me? You got gunshots to your head.
That was totally from Belly.
But anyway, good show. And I enjoy listening to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Even though that could be sensitive. You know what I'm saying? When I see him tomorrow, I'll give him a bottle.
Yeah, we totally knew that was a personal shot towards Des. It wasn't supposed to be a
Right?
Jay.
Okay. No, y'all can stop yourselves, mute yourselves real quick. Really, Jay? Really, not Jay. Really? I'm calling him AJ. But Drew, really, Drew? Really? All right. I'm gonna make sure tomorrow is the worst day of your goddamn life at work. Okay, you understand me? I'm gonna make sure tomorrow is the worst goddamn day at work. Because remember who runs the goddamn train. Jay, back
Oh
to you.
no, you're not going to take the time to close the doors on you. You're not going to make that like the longest ride.
No,
You're on
no.
the record. You're on record, by the way.
Drew knows that he doesn't have to worry about me being a Statue of Liberty type of conductor, but I'll be a Statue of Liberty kind of conductor for him just for tomorrow, just because of the fact. So, Drew, be careful.
Oh man.
But
So
be
you're gonna
careful.
be the reason. You're gonna be the reason why the trains are messed up tomorrow. And if I gotta take the train somewhere, you're the reason. So we
I'm not.
all know, everybody. We all know.
I'm the reason we're going to blame it on the train operator because I'm in charge of the train. So if I say that it's the train operator's fault, it's the train operator's fault.
I'll keep an eye on Twitter for this one. This is getting juicy. I can't wait to see what happens on Twitter. And they say train delays. Ooh-wee.
Mm-hmm.
Drew, you better give him the bottle as soon as you see him tomorrow, Drew. Don't even say hi or good morning. Just pass him the bottle and you know let him have his woosah.
He still owe me for lunch for last pick for working on that dumpster line.
Oh,
But it's all right.
oh, uh-oh.
We, we, we
I don't
exchange
I
we,
don't know nothing
we,
about this.
we exchange ginger ales and water bottles. That's all we've done. It's okay.
Ginger ales and water bottles. What the fuck? That's it? Oh man.
Yeah, go ahead and play his message. Go ahead. We're giving you permission. Go ahead and play his message.
Yo, if he takes forever to close the door, I'll drive that train 10 miles per hour every stop. 10 miles per hour. We be creeping from Manhattan to Brooklyn. Over 2 hours to get to 96th Street. What's
Oh
popping?
no! Oh no!
But don't he like his breaks? He likes his breaks though. He ain't gonna do that.
Oh shit.
He want to make sure that he get his breaks when he get to the other end. Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you. Because at the end of the day, they gonna call you, the train operator. Why it took so long to get to go? And he got to explain to them why it took us so long. And I'm gonna tell him, well, the train operator decided to drive at 10 miles per hour between every station. I don't know why. We don't have no flagging, nothing going on. Drew, try me. Try me. God damn it, try me.
Just so you know, y'all on the record.
I know I'm on the record. I didn't say nothing bad. He did.
Damn, Drew, look what you done started tonight. Ay, Dios míos. This weekend's gonna be a doozy at the train stations. Oh God. And we as regular people that take the train and we wonder why the train be so slow on the weekends. We can only wonder now. The beef that goes on between ginger ales and waters.
It's the train operator's fault. That's why. Because he want to move the train at 10 miles per hour. Such a shame. He admitted that. Mm-mm-mm.
I'll make sure I'm not gonna ride your line tomorrow. I'll stay away from that. I might have to walk if anything now. But if I have to go into the city, then damn, I'll be damned. But let's move on. And after that, we had Nick Aldis coming out and talking to the fans, letting them know about free agency and announced the newest member to the roster. Like I've been saying, we got Braun freaking Breaker. Like I've been saying. What are your guys' thoughts on the official signing? Do you think it hurts the fact that he's a tag team champion on NXT, or do you think that he's going to be back and forth the majority of the way? Des, you first, and then Shane.
Well, like I told you guys in the chat, I think this was a bad decision. As far as the fact that I've been saying it for the entire 2024. Smackdown does not have enough time for everybody. Even though they advertise Braun's first match next week or whatever, but he's a newly crowned NXT champion. So it's like him pulling double duty is cool or whatever like that, but on SmackDown, I don't believe that they're gonna give him the time that he needs. I said this a few weeks ago. I said that they need to just give the Wolf Dogs time moving forward, just to do what they do, and them go ahead and assigning him to SmackDown. It's just like, why right now? This is so fresh on NXT. If anything, he would have been better on Raw, where they have an extra hour, and they could feature both him and Corbin, as NXT champions. I don't get it at all. I think it was a bad move. Shane?
Yeah, Des and I both mentioned this before because it was saying how they was going to sign him. There was a show they was going to sign him to Raw, SmackDown, and my thing was, dude, you just won, the NXT Tag Team Champion. Like, rock with that. That way you can have you can have good airtime doing NXT. Because what are they going to do with you on SmackDown? Like, they're not going to have you as a tag team. Like, you signed up as a singles competitor. So how are they going to use you? Who are you going to beef with? You know, are you just going to just find somebody to pick on, or are you just going to be like a backstage kind of guy? Like, I don't know. I don't understand, like, what they're going to do with you. And do they want you to be different from the Breaker that's part of this tag team? I don't know. Like, they should have left you in NXT for just a little while longer. Stay on this tag team run. And then when that, when you guys lose your title, then you could talk about going on SmackDown. But there's nothing to do with you right now. Look at all the other competitors there. Look at Jade. They don't know what to do with her. Just took her out of the freaking Elimination Chamber, match. I don't know, man. Breaker, I like you, dude. I really, really like you. And I just hope that they just use you as much as possible. And I hope that you don't get lost, in the file cabinet like so many other people that came from NXT. Jay?
No, that's a a cold hard fact, because I look at it, all of it from this point of view. And Des was saying it a couple of weeks ago when it came up to being Mello. Look what happened with Mello. Mello came up to the Blue brand. There was pretty much nothing there for him but to beef with the same person twice. And then the storyline with Trick got hot, and they stuck him down at NXT. So we're looking at maybe the switch happening that way, where Braun replaces Mello as far as on the roster there. But yeah, I could see on Tuesday where Corbin asks him, "Are you serious about this? And do you think there's any way you could pull a plug for us to be on there together?" You know, if he tells him no, then I'm gonna be upset and not be too happy, because then this team is gonna eventually break up. So this is some wild shit we gotta deal with and sit back and see. So I'm hoping we get some type of an answer on Tuesday for all of this. And they announced at the same time that he's debuting next week. We don't know who he's fighting, but let's just hope it's not a scrub, or a jobber. Let's hope they give him somebody with a credible name out there.
I think it's
And
going to
let's see.
be because they would have announced it. They would have announced it. It would have been a big thing. This is his first match on SmackDown, and it's a mystery. I'm putting my money that it's probably like it's a squash. It's going to be a squash.
I
Oh
agree with you,
man,
Shane. I agree. I mean, like you said, if it was somebody worth advertising, then they would have did it. But now it's a mystery person. Like, come on now. All right.
And I don't see him saying, oh, bring, Corbin in with me, and he already signed the contract. If he would have said that before signing the contract, as saying, well, if you want me, you got to bring my homie in also, and they say yes, then you sign the contract. But you signed the contract as a singles competitor, so it doesn't matter at this point. Corbin doesn't matter at this point, because it's all about you and you only. Because you're the one that we came up to, and your name is on that contract, not y'all, you. So
Right.
again,
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the majority of us on this panel, we said that he would sign with Raw and Jade would sign with SmackDown, because as far as Jade, it would make sense for her to sign with SmackDown because of the lack of talent there in the women's division. And then as far as Braun, he would actually get time on Raw because of the fact that they have an extra hour there. So I don't understand this at all. I don't get it.
now on that note, I'm gonna play the last note before we get to the ending of basically our SmackDown show.
Yeah, not sure if I went through earlier, but as you mentioned about WWE trying to erase Brock Lesnar from their history. I'm like, if they're going to do that, they got to erase a whole lot of people from the history. Because Brock Lesnar's not the only person who did some shady, shiesty stuff. A lot of people in the history done some very suspect shit. So you want to erase Brock Lesnar, you got to erase a lot of other people too. Just don't single him out.
I'll
You got to
take
go out
this one.
Hulk Hogan, a whole bunch of people, Shawn Michaels, and the list goes on.
Well, there's no anything, against Hulk Hogan or Shawn Michaels, but we have allegations against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and Brock Lesnar, and these recent allegations. So that's why Brock has been effectively erased from WWE history. The recent 2024 2K game that they have, he's been eliminated out of that, and he's been erased, out of the opening for WWE, and so on and so forth. They already effectively have been, erasing Brock Lesnar from WWE history as much as they can. Again, this is not a McMahon-owned company anymore. This is a company that's owned by the Endeavor, who's being parented by TKO. So they're doing what they can to make sure they, keep themselves separated from whatever allegations are, being said against Brock Lesnar, which also included him being, you know, eliminated or erased from this year's Royal Rumble, which is why we had the whole situation with Braun Breaker right now. It's just multiple things, Drew, but he's being completely erased from WWE history. And it's not something that's not known before. We've seen this before with Chris Benoit, and they just completely erase his existence in WWE. So it's possible. It's very possible. So, and it's happening with Brock Lesnar right now. Jay?
And on that note, that leads to the big kahuna of the night, in which we have the bloodline taking over with Mr. You Know Who, Mr. Rock. I'm going to put it like this, and I'm going to wait to the end to give my thoughts and everything on it. So I'm going to ask everybody that's listening and that has watched tonight's episode, what were your thoughts on what went down? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And on the panel, the same goes to you guys as well. What were your thoughts, and did you like it or not? Shane, start with you, and then Mundo, cap it off.
I absolutely loved it. That read that The Rock was given to Salt Lake City, Utah was gold. He read the hell out of Salt Lake City. That was good old fashioned heel Hollywood Rock. This dude even came out in I want to say the name right because it's not Versace, it's Versace. He came out and did the old school Versace vest as a reminder of the old school, rock, Hollywood rock. And I mean, he just delivered on that microphone. I mean, he just blew it out. He just blew it out, man. And compared to Roman, because, Roman came out first and, he said his little thing. Man, listen, I don't forgot what Roman said because The Rock was just like, he's a master in the microphone. That's why he's the man in Hollywood, because he has it, and he's the man. He is the goddamn man when it comes to just ripping whoever he's talking to or at on that microphone. And the ending, that ending was very shocking. The his little catchphrase, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, but he didn't say that. He said something different that was like, oh snap. Like it was something that he has never ever said before in his career. And at the end, I thought it was dope. It was a dope promo. It was a good ending. It was probably like the highlight of the whole night. That's
Yeah, like I mentioned to the both of you during our chat, that The Rock channeled corporate Rock, which was the one who used to wear the Versace or whatever you said, Shane, shirts back in the day. But then he also made it a vest, which channeled the Hollywood Rock. So those were the two incarnations of The Rock that was a heel back in the WWF days and the early WWE days. And I thought that shit was great, as well as him wearing the sunglasses. As far as Roman Reigns, you know, he said that the people of Utah, they're idiots. And he said that when they're gathered together, they're pretty dumb. And, when he said that, the crowd started chanting for Cody Rhodes. So, they started the whole Cody Rhodes chant. And then Roman proceeded to say, yeah, Cody, the one that ruined everything, because, to them, they had the whole Rock versus Roman WrestleMania match solidified, basically. And then Roman Reigns mentioned to everybody that The Rock was officially a member of the bloodline. which is like, holy shit. Like, obviously that's his family, but like to have The Rock officially align himself with the bloodline, that's crazy, because for the last 22 years since we've last seen heel Rock, he's been the savior and the good guy coming in, and everybody loves him. And between the whole situation with CM Punk and John Cena and everybody, and just hosting, he's just been a good guy. And for him to be aligned with the bloodline, which is obviously a heel group, it was shocking, to get that answer. And then The Rock came out, and just Roman Reigns, The Rock got cheers, he got boos, and it was just amazing to see. And then, as we all said, he came out, he had the Versace shirt on, but then it was a vest. So it was it was just him paying tribute to his former heel self in both ways. That was cool to see. And then, The Rock said to the crowd, like, you guys broke the record. And they got, the crowd got hype and was happy. They broke a record, indoor attendance record. And then The Rock was like, yeah, you guys broke the record of the largest gathering of trailer park trash The Rock has ever seen. I'm not going to lie. That shit was funny to me. I'm just like, God damn, they fell for that shit. And, then he hit his usual catchphrase where he was like, finally. And the fans was going crazy. So half of the fans were, half of them weren't. But he was like, finally. And then he switched it up on him. He was like, finally, your life has meaning. And then he started going and getting on the Utah fans about them incesting and having multiple wives and stuff of that nature, and inbreeding families. I was just like, holy shit, this guy is going in on the crowd right now. And it's hilarious, as a watcher on TV, but as far as a person being in the crowd, he's literally attacking you and talking shit about you and just your way of life. And I was just like, damn, and I'm gonna mention this. My mom, who I witnessed, she is a big Rock fan. She was clapping and screaming, and yelling, and just was like, yes, Rocky, yes. And I'm talking to her, I'm like, look, he's a bad guy. She was like, I don't care. That's The Rock right there, And I'm like, yeah, but he's talking bad to the fans. She didn't care at all. She was invested in it 100%. And he told the fans, he was like, y'all been crying for years and years that you wanted The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and you had it right there, right in your hands. And then you just flushed it down the toilet. He said, and he was talking about, he was like, yeah, the same toilet that your big fat asses were sitting on, and then typing on Twitter that, oh, we want Cody to finish the story and all that nature. And I was just like, yo, this guy is just on one right now. Quavo, I don't know what the hell your gripe is, bro, right now, but that promo with The Rock was gold, man. He was in full effect heel mode. We haven't seen that from The Rock since his Hollywood days and since his days as a corporate champion. Like, bro, that shit was amazing. And then he called the fans spoiled, entitled crybaby bitches. And then he said that he would make sure that Cody Rhodes would leave WrestleMania the same way he entered, as a loser. And I was just like, God damn, wow. And to me, that was just old school WWF Rock, The Rock, corporate Rock, Hollywood Rock. Like, that was just a great way to end the night. And then to see and hear The Rock do "If You Smell," and in old school fashion, old school heel fashion, him cut the fans off and say, no, this is not Rock sing along with the fans, because y'all blew that already. And he said, if you smell what the bloodline is cooking. And then to see Roman Reigns, Jimmy, Solo, Paul Heyman, and The Rock, all of them throw up that one, was a sight to see, because I don't think any of us in the last 3 to 4 years of watching this whole storyline with the bloodline and Roman Reigns, we would have never thought that we would see something like that. So that shit was crazy. That was crazy to see that and witness that. And I'm all for it. I would love to see what the response is on Monday with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, because, I mean, they have a lot against them right now. Because at the end of the day, it's still a numbers game, and the numbers are against them. It's still, what, 4-2? what's to stop Roman from winning his match against Cody, and whatever happens else after that? Like, that was amazing, fellas. Y'all thoughts? I mean, well, Shane, we heard from you already. Jay, like, or am I bugging? Like, maybe I might be wrong, but god damn, there's just so much to just talk about, man.
Bro, you and Shane covered so much that
No,
the
he
only
covered so
way,
much.
yeah, he covered about 99,000% of it, and you covered the other 99,000%. So that leaves
I
me with
Because
covered
point.
like 0.0001%. Des
because
covered everything.
right, because I made sure that I wrote down everything that I could possibly write down during this promo, because it was just something amazing to see. So I apologize if I took too much time. So
No,
I
you
will
didn't.
relinquish my
You
time
hit
to you guys.
you hit everything on the cue. So basically, what I'm gonna say about this is, you know, I enjoy getting classic rock because, as I said last week, this is something like from our era. We grew up to watching The Rock and all the different phases from when he was Nation of Domination to where he turned into his character, The Rock. You know, we saw the evolution of him doing everything. So to give us this one last hurrah, maybe a year or so, let's do it. Let's enjoy it. Let's not get
Jay,
mad. What happened?
Jay, did that last scene before the show went off air, did it not give you Nation of Domination type vibes with him on his
Yes,
with the rest of them?
they was only about one member short. That's what it felt like. There's one member missing in that group.
Regardless of the members missing, but
Right.
did it not? Just the fact that he threw it up with the rest of them, did that not give you that, Shane? Same thing for you?
That's true.
Now that you mention it, yeah, absolutely. I totally see that. Totally see it. And I see them being that dominant faction or trying to be, yeah.
Right, like when was the last time we seen The Rock in line with other people and throwing up a fist or a finger? That it's been years since we've seen that. It's been years since we've seen The Rock as a heel. He's, like I said in the beginning, he's always come back as a fan favorite. So for him to be talking shit about the fans and stuff like this is different. This is crazy.
The one line that he said that I caught that was hilarious is when he pointed to the fat guy in the audience and he was like he was gonna slap the herpes off his lips. I said, bro, this guy is going left with it. Like he's still got punchlines in his mid 50s. Like, bro. And then he mentions to them about how, you know, Cody didn't deserve second place, to fight a second time, similar to how, the Utah Jazz didn't deserve to go to the NBA Finals twice and lose to Michael Jordan. Like that, y'all wasn't supposed to. So don't sit here and be, entitled crybaby bitches. I felt that was so on point by The Rock. And while all of this was going on, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I was getting messages from my guy who's a Cody Rhodes fan, and he was like, "Ha ha, Jay, we don't like what's going on. Watch what Cody and Seth is gonna say Monday." And I'm like, "Come on, guys, you serious? Y'all stuck on this Cody bullshit?" And they're like, "You just mad because he's gonna end the story." I said, "Bro, no, this story's not ending that way. You just think it's gonna end your way, but you know."
But
Ride your wave. I'll ride my wave.
the crazy thing is we still don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania, because how do you incorporate The Rock in all of this situation? But with that being said, Jay, can you just play the messages that we have real quick so we can keep going?
Out to the return of Hollywood Rock. That is nostalgia at its best. The outfit kind of took me out a little bit, but I guess he gotta, stay true to like the Hollywood Rock thing, wearing fucking vest to the goddamn ring and shit. But he did what heel Rock does. He sunned a whole fucking city, bro. He made them look like idiots. And even as he was sitting there like talking mad shit to these people, they were still trying to sing along with his shit with the hip all that. The fine ladies. They were still like in the palm of his hand. That's why I will always call The Rock a goat. Cause he can do like fucked up shit, but he's still gonna be over.
King, what I was saying was that The Rock, his attire tonight was a nod to both him as heel Rock Hollywood Rock, which was the one in the all black with the vest. But then he also haunted to the corporate Rock, the first Rock that we got as a heel, when he was wearing the Versace shirts and stuff like that. So he mixed both of them together. So he had the Versace vest. So that's why I was saying it was a mixture of both heel Rocks. He was heel Rock times two. That's exactly what I wrote in the chat to my guys. He was heel Rock times two. Jay, you go ahead with the message.
Seeing The Rock do the one sign along with the bloodline was a sight to see. No one expected to see that, like you said, bro. But I believe Cody Rhodes is building a little team for himself at WrestleMania. You seen him talking to Sami Zayn. You seen him talking to Kevin Owens. You seen him talking with Seth Rollins, who's already confirmed that he's going to be with him. And I believe they're going to lead the charge, to keep the bloodline at bay. Like, only ones we really have to worry about is Solo and Jimmy. Solo and The Rock. Because Jimmy's going to be busy with Jay at WrestleMania. Let's not leave out that match. But, yeah.
That was a great point he brought up. What do you guys think on what he said? Des?
I mean, yeah. I mean, shit. I believe the bloodline's gonna be completely busy this WrestleMania. As we saw, we had already the Usos going against each other as 1 and 2 during the Royal Rumble. Solo was always the odd man out, and I agree. I mean, we just got to keep watching and see how this develops. Yes, Cody spoke to Sammy. Seth approached him and told him that he's his best shield, for this situation with Roman. So, we got that. Then we got what we saw at the Las Vegas press conference, where it was looking like a tag match between Roman and Rock versus Cody and Seth. So it's just so much, they pivoted enough away from that whole narrative 2 weeks ago where the fans are okay and they're not hijacking shows anymore, but yet nothing is still in concrete besides Cody versus Roman. But then we still don't know where, Seth and The Rock fit into all of this. So it's still enough questions. Shane?
I'm looking at this still picture of the bloodline, of all of them with their ones in the air. However, The Rock, if you look at The Rock's hand, it's not necessarily a one. He has his thumb sticking out, almost as if he's shooting a gun in the air. Everyone else has their thumb tucked in to form a one, but his look almost like he's going pew pew in the air. I don't know if it's just something that I noticed that like really stands out, to have him say, at that moment, I didn't have no one out. If you look at my hand very carefully, I had my hand form as a gun more than the number one. It's just something that I just noticed that is like just off in this picture and in all the images of that picture.
I saw that too. I saw that as well as you did. I seen it live. So I was just, questioning the same thing that you questioned. It was like, okay, hold on. What are you doing, Rock? Or was that just a mistake by you? But I saw that as well.
That might be the thumbs down type shit that that's gonna be saved for later on down in the future. Like you said, he did that for a reason. So that reason will probably be told to us months from now. Other than that, I'm gonna play this last voice note, and here we go.
That nigga Shane don't miss nothing. I seen that shit too, bro. Like, what if he's just fooling them the entire time, man?
Okay, I have something that I want to say to y'all that I said to my boy Michael. As y'all know, y'all remember him being on the show a few weeks ago, and he is like a uber Roman Reigns fan. I said to him that what if this is all a part of a plan between Cody and The Rock? Because when Cody stated that he seeked counsel from family and friends and legends, and he spoke to The Rock, what if that this okey doke that they pulled, where it was like going to be originally Roman versus The Rock, and then it was first, excuse me, it was supposed to be Cody versus the Roman, and then it was Rock versus Roman. It was just to keep Roman confused. And then what if the whole situation that's happening right now is a part of their plan to get Roman out of winning the title? Well, excuse me, keeping the title, and then keeping his title as the tribal chief or the head of the table. Like that's something that I mentioned to my guy. What do you guys think about that? Because again, Cody did say that his end game to all of this was stripping Roman of everything, not just the title, but everything. What do you guys think about that? Shane, and then Jay, and then guys in the listeners box, Lawan and King Planet.
I could see that actually working. Like that would be a good angle and an unexpected angle, because off the back, you know, you're saying, okay, cool, we see in the Rocket, he's with his cousin, his family. But yeah, it's possible. I mean, at the end, you are going against the family, like the whole family. Like, how come you can't have, like, you know, like Jay to help you do this? He's family. How come you can't convince Jimmy or Solo to do this? You understand what I'm saying? Like have them play along and then
But
have
Jay,
them help
remember,
dethrone Roman. Like, no, it's just
remember,
it's a scenario. Like again, scenarios. Like, I'm not saying
no,
that
I got
yours
what
is
you're saying.
wrong, but
No, I got what
also,
you're saying. Jay is also an ally of Cody. He owes Cody. Remember, he still owes Cody for bringing him to Raw.
okay, and that'll be a possibility. I'm saying that all of this, it could. We have no idea what's going to happen. We have scenarios, but we all know at the end is going to be something that we have not thought of, or maybe he has. I don't know. But that is a good storyline though. That's what you mentioned.
And my thoughts about it, I'm gonna just be like, wow, I don't want to see that scenario play out because I want to see the Cody crybabies come out in full force when they see him lose. I don't want it to be a setup. I don't want it that way. So, you know, I'm gonna just be like, no, I don't want that. Let this play out and let's enjoy Hero Rock for as long as we can, and let's see if we could maybe set up a couple of matches. You never know. The Rock doesn't seem too busy nowadays, so maybe he got a little run in him for the next couple of months. Let's see what happens. You know, that's what pretty much I gotta say on that note.
But Jay, how else would you get to Rock versus Roman if it's not a part of the plan?
No, I'm just only saying it because Roman's gonna eventually. If Roman wins, he's gonna gloat, and we could possibly see something down the line. Like I said, set it up a year in advance, and maybe the Raw after Mania or the SmackDown after Mania, they could be like, look, I only helped you for this one night only, so I still want this to happen, this one on one. So I'm gonna let you know. I see you next year. Keep on defending your belt and Hakuna Matata. That's the way I'm seeing it.
Right. So what I'm saying is, you know, how else can we get to that with the two of them without, matter of fact, what I'm saying is, you haven't noticed that since The Rock came back, Roman's been playing more of a second fiddle role, whereas any other time he would be the one talking and the one in charge and saying things, but he's been just playing that second fiddle role and behind The Rock all this time. You don't think that'll manifest into something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Roman's eventually gonna gloat about all of it, and The Rock is gonna probably be like, "Look, I just helped you for that one night. Don't think that you're gonna get over on this because we still have a one-on-one that we talked about and we shook off on. So I only did this for the sake of the family and keeping the title where it's supposed to be, within the blood. And we know eventually when the fight does happen, is no title involved. So you know, let's just see how this shit plays out because, like even Shane said, there's so many scenarios that could happen, and everything we all talk about from us on the panel, and from the viewers that we've had talking to us about this shit could go a totally opposite way to where we all be like, damn, we didn't even think of that situation. Because I'm still also thinking that other family interferes in all of this. Where we were seeing certain names that was on the bloodline list that's active wrestlers. So I'm looking at it into that way, where some way somehow the bloodline extends itself with the Rock, by the Rock just being there by face. And on that, I'm gonna play this last voice note before I close out everything again.
Oh, Jay, you're wrong, man. It has to end this year. What the hell do they gain with The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41 for the title? Like, it doesn't need the title. It's a big money match alone. Just like The Rock versus Roman Reigns in a grudge match with each other for the tribal chief or some shit like that. But it does not need the title. It don't need it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It doesn't need a title. It's just the title. They're just fighting over the family with the bloodline. It's not about the WWE Universal Championship. That's between him and Cody. Between The Rock and Roman, it's just all about the bloodline. Who is the head of the table? Who is the tribal chief? Because that's the reason why we always wanted the match. We wanted to, we didn't believe Roman because of the fact that out of everybody that he faced in the family, he has not faced The Rock yet. So I agree with Cap on that one, and I'm done.
And on that note, we close the show as far as what's going on with SmackDown, my guys. And on that, I would like to take us to some news and some birthdays in case, there was people out there that didn't hear anything during the week. We have Kenyon McMahon, defensive back, son of Shane, commits to the University of North Carolina football. Also during the week, Matt Camp, host of The Bump, got released. And also, Drew McIntyre talked about his contract situation, and said this: I can't talk about that. I'll let the internet talk about it. I'll just keep watching. It's very interesting that I'm not the only one who has a contract in the WWE. It's just interesting that it seems to be mine that is on there every week for the past year, according to West Sports. Also, Zilla Fatu, another member of the Bloodline, after heartfelt discussions, him and Booker T have reconciled, and he's rejoining the reality of wrestling. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have a future WWE wrestler on the horizon. And from Fightful Select, WWE has also made an overture to try and lure Stone Cold Steve Austin for one last match at WrestleMania. Also, on tonight's SmackDown, we noticed that we got Post Malone as a downloadable character in 2K24. And just in case anybody didn't know, Tiffy Time, she's dating Kaiser from Imperium. And birthdays, we had on February 11th, Mr. UFC, Ken Shamrock, turned 60. On February 12th, Akeem, One Man Gang, turned 64. On Valentine's Day, we had Big Biss. He turned 52. And on February 16th, Gangrel turned 55 years old, everybody. That's all the news and birthdays for this week.
Rest in peace to Viscera. He passed away. Rest in peace to him.
That's so true, guys. Any closing last notes? Guys want to talk about anything? No, we had a good night tonight. I appreciate you guys. Shane, this was the spot. I loved it. Thank you for letting me host your show tonight.
I must say, Jay, you you did a good job, man. Congratulations on covering SmackDown. Yeah, you did a good job, man. Congratulations.
Jay, obviously, since we went into the 3 hour mark, you'll be just fine hosting Monday Night Raw at a later date. So, with that being said, great job tonight. Great job. I'm very proud of you. Your first time dealing with the main roster. I'm very proud of you. Thank you very much for doing this tonight. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that listened tonight, this week. Thank you for everybody that dealt with the mixed match situation that we had with the host this week. It was just an idea that every host delivered on. I'm very proud of you, Shane. I'm very proud of you, Jay. Mundo, thank you very much as well. As for me, I'm done. Yeah. Until next time, I'm out of here. Jay?
Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight's show. We appreciate everybody that was here on the panel and everybody that tuned in. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. I love doing this mixed matched week, and I'm looking forward to doing this again with you guys. I love you guys. This is gonna be a fantastic weekend. We could chill back, relax, watch some, All Star Weekend. We'll watch just anything that's out there. Let's enjoy it and see you guys Monday night with Mundo returning to the desk at his normal position on Monday, at
Yes.
at 11:15 p.m. So Mundo, close us out.
Man, my guy, you close us out as you normally do on every show.
Yeet.
And as always, no yeet. See you Monday.